let this happen. I'm gone for a couple of months and I come back and I find out that a rapper named 2 Chainz got a #1 album in this country. 2 Chainz, really? Well, most rappers only have 1 chain, but I'm wearing 2 chains. Really? Well, to his credit, at least it's better than his first rap name choice.
Preach.
Yep, that was his original rap name. So as you can see, he's not exactly a master of nomenclature. And if that didn't give it away, the name of his first big mixtape was called True Religion. Do you want to know what the TRU stands for? The Real University. So the full name is The Real University Religion. What did I say about that other guy who liked to use the word real a lot? You know what I think when someone constantly feels the need to tell me that they're real? I think they're fake. Yeah. So anyways, let's look at one of his singles, because if you have a #1 album in this day and age, the people have to be seeing something in you. So let's get the first single, No Lie, because I at least know the only reason that song was popular is because Drake's featured verse may or may not be referring to Rihanna. And you don't understand how little I care about Drake's little relationship publicity stunts. So let's take a look at 2 Chainz' latest official single, Birthday Song, and hear how it fares.
Birthday. It's your birthday.
So this song is about birthdays, the anniversary of being alive and on this planet.
If I die, bury me inside the Louis style.
Wait, why are you talking about your funeral? Isn't that like the opposite of a birthday party?
They ask me what I do and who I do it for.
They ask you what you do? So you lack so much of a lyrical presence that people aren't even sure why you're famous? I thought only Flo Rida had that problem.
And how I come up with this shit up in the studio.
Really? Are there people out there who are honestly trying to figure out the lyrical complexities of—
Yeah, I love them strippers. Yeah, I love them strippers. Bought my boo, bigger tits and a bigger ass.
Seriously, dude, no one's asking any of these questions, and— Okay, that's a little weird. Whatever, back to the song.
When I die, bury me inside the Gucci style. When I die, bury me inside the Louis style.
Why do you keep rapping about your funeral in a song called Birthday Song? Do you know what the word birth means? But please, let's get to his first verse. I can't wait to hear what he has in store for us. What wondrous lyricism that will have us scratching our heads, trying to figure out his cryptic wordplay.
She got a big booty, so I call her Big Booty.
Has anyone ever told you how clever you are? Cause they'd be wrong. So I'm just gonna have my Lupe Fiasco album on standby so I can wash my ears out right after this.
I'm in the kitchen, yams everywhere.
Now, for those of you who think that yams are 2 Chainz' favorite food, you'd be wrong. Yeah, apparently yams are used to store cocaine now. You may also realize that this has nothing to do with birthdays or the celebration thereof. If so, you officially care more about the song title than 2 Chainz does.
You the realest nigga breathing if I hold my breath.
And if that wasn't the only slightly witty line in this song, I'd actually care. But you know what, Mr. Chainz? You're right, you are real. By completely ignoring the topic of your own song barely 3 lines in and refusing to exert your mind beyond the verbal comprehension of 5th graders, you are keeping it real.
Real dumb.
Extendo clip, extendo roll. When your girl leave me, she need a hair salon.
You know that doesn't rhyme. You know that doesn't rhyme. Like, forget all that hard rhyming nonsense. No, that is not a rhyme. Look, I can infer a lot of things from listening to an artist's song, but I refuse to believe that you, 2 Chainz, are so stupid that you think the word roll rhymes with the word salon.
Hell, we killer going on the Trapathon.
Trapathon, get it? Because he's gonna be running cocaine. Okay, seriously, does any of this verse have anything to do with birthdays? Celebration of good times? Having a beer with friends? Does this song even have the word cake in it? I don't even care if it's an overused metaphor for money. For an uncreative rapper like you, please tell me you at least use the easiest given line you could possibly use in a rap song about birth. Hi. What are you doing?
When I die, bury me inside the jury style.
Wait, didn't you just say that you wanted to be buried in a Gucci store and then a Louis Vuitton store? You realize you can only get buried once, right? Are you, like, gonna split your body into different pieces and bury them in these different stores? Or, like, do you want to get buried and then dug up and then buried and then dug up again? Seems like a bit much, don't you think? Being constantly buried in various stores would be nothing short of annoying for your family and generally disruptive of the flow of business for those companies. There's nothing sentimental or poetic about this idea at all. It's just overly complicated. And yeah, I realize it's silly to criticize his stupid demands for his funeral, but you know what? If he didn't want someone to make fun of him for his stupid idea, he probably shouldn't have created a song in which he repeats that stupid idea.
So when I die, bury me next to two bitches.
Do you want these women to be alive and in your casket with you? Cause while I've seen video hoes do some desperate things, I'm pretty sure being buried alive is the limit. Or like, does he want his grave to be in between the graves of two women who were hot when they were alive? Either way, I think this idea sounded a lot better in your head than out loud. Well, anyways, that was the first verse of this song, and wow, this is crap. Who put any financial backing behind this guy? Who brought this constant perpetuation of the same rap cliches into the forefront? Who's responsible for this complete vacuum of artistic talent?
Yeezy, how you doing, huh?
God, please no.
It's my birthday, I deserve to be greedy, huh?
I'm sorry, you're riding a bike that has a birthday cake attached to it with boobs on it. Nothing you say will ever be taken seriously again. Like, I don't care if you find the answer to world peace, you're still officially boob cake man.
You go downstairs and fall asleep with the TV on.
What are you talking about? Did my inability to take Kanye seriously just subconsciously make me skip a few lines? Go back and play the whole thing.
Yeezy, how you doing, huh? It's my birthday, I deserve to be greedy, huh? She holding out, she ain't giving to the needy, huh?
Okay. So Kanye's taking on the persona of a guy who can't get his girlfriend to have sex with him on his birthday, and that guy's asking Kanye, how does he do it? How does he get his girlfriend to have sex with him on his birthday? To which I'd reply, it's easy, just be really rich and famous, huh? Also, am I the only one who noticed that he ripped that sound off from the Yin Yang Twins? I mean, they're not the most respected rappers in the game, but come on, they did that first.
Y'all been together 10 years, you deserve a Minaj. Especially if you put that BMW in a garage. Especially if you paid a couple payments on her mama crib.
So you're telling us the bitter tale of a guy who, after 10 years of marriage and after making sacrifice after sacrifice for her to live comfortably, can't get his wife to have sex with him, not even on the one special day where all he wants is a little sexual gratification for the things he's done for her, bottling up his pain and frustration while no doubt sobbing himself to sleep on the couch, reliving nightmares about the fact that he's given half his life and his money away to a woman who doesn't even find him sexually desirable. Happy birthday to you. No, for real, is this what this song is about? Who wants to hear a song definitively titled Birthday Song that focuses mainly on a guy who can't get his wife to have a three-way? Wait a minute.
Y'all been together 10 years, you deserve a Minaj. Especially if you put that BMW in a garage.
No, you don't deserve a three-way after buying a BMW. If you were expecting her to be down with a three-way after buying a BMW, maybe you should have made a few bartering stipulations before putting money down. I mean, on second look, this isn't about a guy upset that he can't have sex with his wife. This is a guy upset that he can't have sex with his wife and his wife's best friend. No wonder you're sleeping downstairs. I'm pretty sure a woman you've been married to for a while might have a few hang-ups about you having sex with someone else. You know, maybe she might feel a little less than attractive when you bring up the idea. I mean, think about it. Would you be down with having sex with your wife and your best friend? After all, she did birth a few of your kids and raise them while you were at work for the past 10 years. What weird ideas were you down for on her birthday?
Last birthday, she got you a new sweater.
Okay, to his defense, no one likes sweaters for their birthday. Everyone has to have seen the lack of surprise in people's faces when you get sweaters for presents. And who is she stripping for? It looks less like she's doing a dance move and more like she's trying to choke the back of her neck with her legs. But seriously, a friggin' sweater? Come on, Kanye West's imaginary friend's wife. You have to know that's a terrible, terrible idea for a gift.
Put it on, give her a kiss and tell her do better.
Wow. You might as well have said, hey babe, it's okay, just next year try not to suck so much in picking out presents. I mean, sure, I was being a jerk, but she's not my wife. Show a little tact, buddy.
She said, how about I get you jewelry from the West End? How about she hit the West End and get a best friend?
You're really adamant about this three-way thing, aren't you? I mean, for God's sake, she just said she's willing to buy you jewelry from the most expensive jewelry place in London. I'd say that's quite an upgrade from getting a sweater at Walmart. But diamonds from other parts of the friggin' world aren't good enough for you, huh?
I'm joking.
Wait, what?
I'm just serious.
Now I'm confused.
I asked her, don't be acting like no actress.
That's not a question.
If we preach it, then we practice.
Hey, how does this relate to any of the previous stuff?
Don't be reaching, don't be touching shit. We and Kanye West beans.
This isn't about the other guy anymore, is it?
Cause I will turn you back to a pedestrian.
Yep, just like I thought. Once again, Kanye West twisted the topic of the verse to ultimately be all about him. Some things never change.
You in first place.
That woman looks way too enthusiastic about a child getting a thong for his birthday. You know, there's a lot of stuff wrong with this video in general. I feel like this music video confused rowdy and raucous with awkward and confusing. Like when they're beating up this clown, we're supposed to think, haha, isn't that cool? They're beating the crap out of a clown because... I don't know, because what? Why did 2 Chainz order a clown for his birthday anyway? And was that kid from earlier also supposed to be 2 Chainz? Is this some sort of weird time warp dimension where 2 Chainz went back in the past and crashed his own 10th birthday party or something? Maybe that's it. Maybe 2 Chainz is causing a rift in time and space and that's why all these anomalies are happening. Like stripper origami here, or whatever muscle spasms this gentleman seems to be suffering.
I show up with a check to your workplace. Then hand the valet the keys to the Mercedes.
The Mercedes. You don't say that. Nobody says that. That is not a slang term for Mercedes. That's just a lazy rhyme that you... It's almost over. It's almost over.
Tell the DJ play your song, this shit come on.
No, it doesn't. I mean, I admire the confidence, but I doubt this is going to be anyone's go-to song for their birthday. I mean, to be honest, you had some pretty stiff competition, but when half the most memorable lines from your song are about your funeral, you have failed to make a birthday song.
When I die, bury me inside the booty club.
No one's going to do that. No one wants to think about a dead, rotting, smelly carcass in the middle of a strip club. Are we done yet?
Get it, God, get it, God, get it, God. I might switch it up and get you, God.
Yeah, I think we're done here. So overall, I give this song a 0 out of 5. It's a random, unorganized mess that can't keep its focus, and not even the beat gets the feeling of a birthday right. It sounds like every other overly dark, mechanical, bombastic, emotionless beat we've been hearing in the last few years, thanks mostly to the influence of that Lex Luger guy. Dude, I don't think you understand. All I ask is for you to do a song that relates to birthdays. How hard is that? Cake, ice cream, strippers, beer, done. For real, how are you so stuck in the mind frame of a stereotypical rapper that you can't even get across the idea of happy birthday without mentioning guns and stuffing cocaine inside of yams? Well, the good news is that Lupe Fiasco's newest album, Food and Liquor 2, is out. And after so many people rallying behind him to get his last album, Lasers, out of development hell and released publicly, going strong with 200,000 copies in the first week, causing Lasers to go #1 on Billboard's album charts, I'm sure he can duplicate that success with his loyal fan base, being one of the few positive voices in the mainstream... What? None of his latest singles are even close to the top 40? Well, his first week album sales are still pretty good, right? What? I'll be back next week.
Hi, I'm the Rap Critic, and this was a request by Michael Primula. And if you'd like to request a review, plus see other extra material, go to my Patreon for more information. So did I ever tell you about the time I met Jadakiss right before he made his big hit single, Why? It's probably because I didn't meet him, but if I did, it would probably go like this. Yo, what's up? This Jadakiss, and I'm about to play for you the song that's gonna be asking the real questions concerning the world today. Okay, well, lay it on me, man.
Why is Jadakiss as hard as it gets?
Wait, pause it. What are you trying to say here? I said, why am I as hard as it gets? You got an erection or something, man? No, like I'm hard, like I'm the hardest gangster out, you know what I mean? Oh. Wasn't this supposed to be political? Yeah, but I still have to let it be known that I'm the hardest gangster out. Well, maybe don't start with that in a political song. Alright, I'm gonna give it to you real though. This dead real. Alright, check it out.
Why is the industry designed to keep the artists in debt?
Ooh, now that's a good rhetorical question, taking the music industry to task for systematically ripping off artists.
Why is a brother up north better than Jordan that didn't get that break?
Ooh, that's another good one. Calling out the school-to-prison pipeline that rips promising young black men from their potential by locking them up for petty crimes.
Yeah, and why they gon' give you life for a murder? Turn around, only give you 8 months for a burner.
Yeah. Wait, are you honestly asking why gun possession gets you a shorter prison sentence than killing someone? Yeah, okay, that was a stupid question, but check this one out.
Why they kill Tupac and Chris?
Okay, not necessarily political, but I feel you.
Why at the bar you don't take straight shots instead of popping Chris?
I'm not sure why that matters. Did you just choose this line because it rhymes with Tupac and Chris? Yes. Okay, well, maybe you should get back to something with a little bit more nuance to it. Something that'll really make people think, you know? Okay, but check this one out, though.
Why are you even alive?
That one might be a little too philosophical for this type of song. Come on, man. Make people think about real, social, concrete issues that are affecting the world.
Why did Kobe have to hit that raw? Why he kissed that whore? Why?
Okay. I'm gonna try to put aside the fact that you just called a rape victim a whore, and instead ask, do you really think the most important question to ask about a rape case wasn't where is the line of consent or where does our society play a role in perpetuating rape culture? No. You thought the most pressing matter was, why didn't he wear a condom?
Well, safe sex is very important.
Okay, screw it. What's the next line?
Why they come up with the witness protection?
To protect witnesses.
Yeah, but why would the government want to help people who have either seen violent crimes or were victims of domestic abuse? Sounds like helping snitches to me.
Yeah, protecting people who don't want to be killed or abused. Truly one of America's moral failures.
Why Halle have to let a white man pop her to get an Oscar?
Wait, what? Did that actually happen? Is there evidence that Halle Berry had to trade sexual favors with someone behind the scenes in order to win an Oscar?
Well, no, but in the movie Monsters Ball, Halle Berry had sex with a white guy.
Yeah. Fake sex.
Why they let the Terminator win the election?
This is like a 14-year-old's version of political commentary.
Why the whole world love my voice?
Excuse me?
Why the whole world love my voice?
I wouldn't try to brag about that, especially when you've barely only had one hit single as it is. I mean, if the whole world loves your voice, why didn't you sell more records?
Good question. Why am I the best rapper, but I don't sell that well?
You're not gonna put that in the song, are you?
Yes, I will.
Why my buzz in LA ain't like it is in New York?
Well, aren't you from New York?
Why my diesel have fiends in the spot on the floor for days?
What? That's not social commentary. That's just you bragging about the quality of your heroin.
Okay, all right, smart guy, but answer me this. Why did my friend drive a motorcycle when he should have driven a Ferrari that one time that I'm not gonna specify? Why can't I drive an expensive light brown luxury vehicle?
Why does that matter?
Why doesn't the CL600 Mercedes-Benz come with a stick shift?
Is this song just about cars now?
Why do your friends always want to party, but they never want to kill people? Why would you reach for my cigarettes if you don't smoke? Why do homeless people hold up silly signs about their alcoholism?
Is this the state of political hip-hop in 2004?
Why are you screaming like I shot you when I only stabbed you?
Okay, stop. None of what you're saying is relevant to the political or social climate. And anytime you do say something that's political, it's basic and childish at best. Do you have any actual commentary to back up this supposed anthem about questioning America's ills?
Why did Bush do 9/11?
Okay, I'm done.
Wait, but then you won't be able to hear how the song ends.
Alright, well, tell me how it is. Please, tell me how this political hip-hop song, which so far virtually has nothing to do with politics, is going to end.
Do you know why they made the new $20 bills?
I don't know.
'Cause I've got all the old ones. That's why. You see, because I got all the old $20 bills because I'm super rich. And I just wanted to make sure that the most important message that I left my audience with in a song that's supposed to be about social issues is the fact that I'm richer than them. Where'd you go?
And I really want to thank the Migos, not for being in the show, but for making Bad and Boujee. That's the best song ever.
Really? I legit don't understand the praise that's been coming down on this song. The type of beat that people have been calling mesmerizing, I call just kinda typical for today's mainstream rap beats. And the lyrics? Look, I know some guys out there are gonna be like, oh, here comes Rap Critic thinking everything has to be super lyrical, spiritual, spherical, miracle, but not really. I mean, I know what to expect from these guys. I just need the words to be, competent for someone whose job it is to write words for a living. In fact, I'll say that I like how they respelled the word bougie because, let's be real, look at that word. That word looks fucking stupid in how it's spelled versus how it's said. Just looks like a word people made up in order to make kids lose spelling bees. And yeah, I know it's a French word denoting rich nobility, which Honestly, kind of justifies how bougie the spelling of the word is in the first place, but damn it, this is American English. If we haven't bastardized and simplified complex words and ideas, what are we even doing? And in this simple idea, I can find worth in the title, popularizing the simplification of something that didn't need to be so complicated in the first place. I would be completely fine if, from now on, we spelled bougie like this and not like that. In fact, I'll even give props to the intro of the song.
Young rich niggas. You know, so we ain't really never had no old money. We got a whole lot of new money though.
I like the setup that these guys are their first generation of wealth, that they now have the monetary influence to mold upward mobility in their community. I mean, that kind of gets undercut when you see the picture of them donating an astonishing $1,000 to a school. Like, seriously? $1,000 between the three of you? I mean, the chains and rings you're wearing in this photo are worth more than that. Assuming that they're real, of course. I'm just saying, if you're gonna give people crumbs, for the sake of humanity, don't dangle the rest of the damn bread loaf in their face. But okay, you have money now. And that means that no longer are your tastes dictated by a richer class. You are now the dictator of taste now, right? And so you get to define what sophistication is. And that incorporates some of the cheaper things you enjoyed when you were poor. So be it. I mean, I figured that's what goes into the single cover art. A woman who's dressed real sexy and whatnot, but she's eating ramen noodles. In fact, you can even see this in the video. They're eating Chinese food from up the block, but the food is in Chanel takeout boxes, which are obviously normal takeout boxes that they drew over with black markers. And then you see them eating noodles and fried chicken out of the bucket, but you know, with gold bottles, because rich. Not rich enough to afford KFC's licensing for this video, but, you know, rich. Wait, then why was the Chanel logo okay? You mean to tell me KFC's pickier about brand association than Chanel is? Oh, okay, whatever. We have the song title and the intro setting up the premise, and the video director recognizing these ideas and putting them in the video. The only thing left is for the lyrics to do the same. But before we get into that, we have to get to the real reason this song spread virally. This rhyme.
Raindrop, drop top, smoking, no cooking, the hot box. Cooking.
Yep, this is the reason why this went viral. You know, I could swear, like, things used to go viral because they were, like, funny or weird or, like, noticeably unique in some way. There was always something that was either kind of random or over the top that made you want to share it, but this got popular because people used the first two lyrics and replaced the last one with something else. It's basically the ghetto version of roses are red, violets are blue. The lyrics mean absolutely nothing more than a setup for a rhyme scheme. I mean, if that's what you guys find funny, do you. It just feels kind of underwhelming for a trend. But then there's what he's talking about, which is just raindrop, drop top, smoking on cookie in the hot box. So it's raining, but not to worry, he has a drop top roof, which, I mean, usually people bring up having a drop top roof because you can put it down, you know, let your hair blow in the breeze or whatever. I don't see the point in bragging about having a drop top roof in order to be able to put it up to protect from the rain because, you know, that's kind of what all roofs of cars do. But okay, so it's raining, and based on the next line, you're getting blazed in your car. Seems kind of specific to bring up that it's raining, though. Maybe he's going into, like, a story?
Fucking on your bitch, yeah, that. Cooking up dope in the crock pot.
Nope, he's just going down the list as usual. Alright, so let's check this off. I had sex specifically with your girlfriend, check. And I cook crack, check.
My bitch is bad and bougie, bad.
So far he's just talking about his girl being bad and bougie. Like, she's hot, but she's also snobby.
My niggas are savage, ruthless. We got 30s and 100 rounds, too.
Is this still the chorus? I feel like this has been going on for a while now.
All set. Woo.
Oh, are we already at the outro? I mean, he seems to be just doing ad-libs, so I'm guessing the song is over, right?
Records on records, got backers on backers on.
Wait, play that whole thing back.
All set. Woo. Records on records, got backers on backers on, riding around in a cool.
So, the first line of your verse is just you saying, woo? Wow, that's a type of laziness I have not seen in a long time.
With the ruler, diamond cooler. This a Rolex, not a mule.
Hey! Okay, so here he's saying that, hey, this is an expensive Rolex I'm wearing, not some cheap Mueller watch, which, oh geez, those cost a lot too. Well shit, what difference does it make? Unless you're going like, oh, you uncultured swine, can't tell the difference between a Rolex and a Mueller, can you?
I'm young and rich and plus I'm bougie. Hey!
Jeez, you know, I figured this new level of ghetto sophistication would lead to some sort of understanding of, like, you know, lower class people. And maybe, you know, a lack of condescension when it comes to ignorance about expensive labels. But I guess it's just the same old shit. Whatever. So that verse is kind of, yeah. And then we get to Quavo, who actually gets in a few good punchlines.
Pour four, I'm dropping money out of space. Kid Cudi.
He's getting high like Kid Cudi, whose albums usually have a space theme to them.
Still be playing with pots and pans. Call me Quavo Ratatouille.
And that's kind of clever also. Making a reference to cooking coke like the way the rat from the movie made food, drawing a bit of a parallel between someone from the lower class like the rat character doing something considered to be high art. At least I'm trying to give him credit for that. And wait a minute.
Come and Quavo Ratatouille.
Did he just pronounce the L in ratatouille like some kind of plebeian? Yeah, how do you like being made fun of for not knowing something? Probably like nothing at all, because the rappers that I review usually don't watch the show.
Run with that set, call me boobies. When I'm on stage, show me boobies.
Okay, how am I supposed to take you seriously when you still say the word boobies?
I see Booby grinning. She looked and said, "King."
Yeah, I know the first booby is a character from a book, but I don't care. You still said booby, and to make it worse, you rhymed booby with boobies, in a plea to make your female fans show you their tits. I don't even think people over 12 still said that word anymore. In fact, do you still say the word boobies should be in like a maturity test for whether or not you're allowed to become an adult? What the hell is the word boobies doing in a grown-ass man's rap song? This word should be stuck in straight to DVD National Lampoon teen sex comedies where it belongs, goddammit. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. Female Quavo fans, do you just soak your pants whenever you hear him saying he wants to see your boobies? Yeah, I feel like I can't say that word anymore without my tongue wagging and my eyes bulging out of my head while I make that perverted grabby hand motion at some random woman. Get this guy the hell out of my face. Move on to the next one. I can't take him seriously anymore. Okay, who's firework dreads over here? So this is Lil Uzi Vert, and
they say I got that money and I was bitch, like I said that. Nowadays I am on my head, I got cider.
This has got to be a joke, right? Is this one of those things that the internet is listening to ironically, but record labels can't tell the difference, so they just threw a lot of money at him, thinking people really wanted it, like snakes on a plane? I mean, look at this guy.
Yeah.
No, seriously, look at his face and listen to his voice.
Yeah.
It doesn't even look like he takes himself seriously. He looks like, holy shit, are you guys actually paying me to do this? Seriously, he sounds just as confused about his fame as I am. He sounds honestly surprised that they're still recording his vocals. A little like he thought they let him in the booth as a joke.
Keep on shooting that gun, no reload.
You should definitely reload if you run out of ammo while shooting. Doesn't really do much good to keep squeezing the trigger if nothing's coming out.
Ooh.
Doesn't this just sound like a guy who's just making it up as he goes along?
Wait, what kind of Rari? 458.
Okay, there are more echo effects and ad-libs than there are actual goddamn lyrics in this verse.
Yeah, go to sleep in a jacuzzi. Yeah, waking up right to a two-piece. Yeah.
This is the stupidest lyric. What the fuck is he talking about? First off, you should not fall asleep in a hot tub. You're not even supposed to be in those things for more than like 15 minutes at a time, let alone a whole night. I'm pretty sure your organs would boil and fall out of your ass. Second, what the hell do you mean you woke up to a two-piece? Like a KFC combo? Who the hell left fast food out in front of a jacuzzi? Why would he bring up such an uneventful, random scenario like this? Is this bragging? Is waking up to pruny skin and cold chicken an aspiration for someone out there? Because it sounds more like the opening of a pretentious art student film. Or does he mean like a two-piece bikini? Is there like just a bra and panties there? Is someone in the bra and panties? Is he wearing the bra and panties? Or does he mean he woke up in a two-piece suit, like he woke up in a hot tub wearing a full jacket, coat, pants, and shoes? Is this what being bad and bougie is supposed to mean for him? Because it's definitely bad. It's just more of in a uncomfortable, irresponsible sort of way.
And you know we winning. Yeah, we is not losing.
Brilliant. Brilliant. You know we're winning. And just to clarify, just to make sure you're fully hip to the reality of what's happening here, he invokes the opposite of what winning is and lets you know that it is most definitely not what he's doing. What the fuck am I listening to? What type of kindergarten reading level Fisher-Price my first rap song bullshit is this? You're gonna have some serious confirmation bias to be a fan of this guy and like this verse. I don't see any other reason why this could possibly be acceptable. He had like one good line in there about snake collars or something, but that was fucking it. And I don't want to hear no crap about, oh man, it wasn't about the lyrics, man, it was about the flow all along. Get that goalpost moving bullshit out of my face, because not only does this flow also suck, writing lyrics is his job, and when you say that, you're literally excusing a rapper for doing his job badly. Sure, flow is important, and without it you wouldn't have the voice that would make the words enjoyable to hear, but shouldn't the words at least be worthy of hearing in the first place? That's like me criticizing a shitty movie, and you going, but nah man, didn't you see the projector? It was working so well, it put the images on the screen. Doesn't fucking matter, because what was being projected was a shitty plot and stupid fucking characters. God damn it, I hated Passengers. Sorry, that was unrelated. Thing is, you know, I'm gonna let you guys in on a little secret. Impressing me is not really that hard. Stay on topic if there's a topic or narrative. Use more than one syllable. It doesn't have to be a lot. It can be 2 or 3, just more than one for your rhyme scheme unless there's a reason to do it. And say something mildly amusing or clever every now and then. Is that a hard criteria to stick to? I know that last one can be subjective, but am I being too harsh on a grown fucking man by telling him we are winning, yeah, we are not losing, is a shitty, uncreative lyric? I was willing to give this a chance, but holy shit did it fail. Like I said, I don't need super lyrical raps about constellations and galaxies or some shit. I just needed you to make a song about a chick who's bad and bougie, like the title, cover art, and video suggest. There doesn't need to be a lesson about uppity girls. There doesn't need to be a moral or anything like that. Just stick to the point. That would have at least made your song stand out as a unique individual piece. But instead, now it's just like every other one of the songs out now that's just bland, boring dirges aimlessly yammering about drugs, sex, and guns in general. Fucking yawn. Holy shit, this song is so boring, I actually yawned for real. Overall, I give this a get the fuck out of my face. Had to go from fucking Lauryn Hill to listen to this bullshit. Would you chaps care to hear a joke? Yes, let's hear it, Reginald. Social mobility. Hi, I'm the Rap Critic, and let's talk about Lil Uzi Vert, because I'm sure this time he has something interesting to say, right? I mean, look at that title, XO Tour Lilith 3. That's gotta be something different. I mean, it's named after the tour that The Weeknd took him out for, and a song title where you can tell exactly when the drugs started kicking in. And yes, they did just use this one image for the whole video. Save money where you can, I guess. But hell, with how people read into things, I'm surprised no one's praising this video as being some deep Andy Warhol type thing. But yeah, you know this isn't gonna be good. What, you think this song's gonna actually be about tour life? Or maybe how grateful he is to The Weeknd for his exposure? Or how fun it is to connect with the crowd? Or how taxing it is to be away from loved ones but knowing that this is how you provide for them? You think he's really gonna get into any of that? Of course he won't. He couldn't stay on topic or say anything actually interesting before, and I bet he's not gonna do it now. What, did you think this was gonna be a bit where the next lyric proved me wrong? No, of course that's not gonna happen. I just told you, he never has anything actually interesting to say. He's never gonna actually have a song with consistent lyrics or even a song with any emotional weight to it.
I don't really care if you cry.
What?
I don't really shouldn't have a lie.
Oh.
Should've saw the way she looked me in my eyes. She said, baby, I am not afraid to die.
Oh.
Push me to the edge, all my friends are dead. Push me to the edge, all my friends are dead.
Okay, this got dark. Man, Jesus. Okay, so apparently there's a lot of talk about what these lyrics mean and who's actually speaking here. And I mean, sure, he said she said in reference to the phrase, baby, I'm not afraid to die. And thus it would be supposed his girlfriend is going on as if to taunt him by saying, yeah, piss me off more because I'm not afraid to die and I just need one more reason to do it. But some are actually saying that the following phrase, push me to the edge, all my friends are dead, is now Uzi speaking to her, expanding upon the earlier part about her lying to him, and saying you're just pushing me even further away from you, which is fine because I'm already emotionally cold from losing so many friends to gang violence and suicide anyway. Also, when he says all my friends are dead, that could be a reference to money and how the only friends he really has are the Franklins and presidents that are on his money. Which does sound like bragging at first, but it's kind of sad when you really think about it in context. And I hear that sentiment a lot in rap music, how they can't trust anyone and how they have no real friends in the industry, but at the same time, they do tons of collaborations with other rappers. Like, do any of you guys actually like working with each other, or is it just like any other work environment? Hey, young thug, new assignment. I'm gonna need you to post a few Instagram videos where you hang out with the new intern, Lil Uzi Vert. Uzi? Aw, man, I hate that fucking guy. Yeah, but brand association is peaking with them right now and will increase your searches by 13%, so I want 3 smiling, happy, segwaying down a hallway videos by noon. Okay, I guess somebody's gotta make it look like people actually give a shit about those things. Okay, I'm being humorous to lighten the mood, but back to the topic. Because this is actually pretty intense. You know, at first hearing him say, I don't care if you cry sounds mean, but then when he reveals that she lied to him, you kind of have to consider how he might be conflicted on how to handle it. Is he actually being a jerk here, or is he just putting up a front because he doesn't want to get hurt again? And in turn, is she just amping up her morbid language to emotionally manipulate him, or is the dark truth of what she's saying now revealed as a possible reason why she lied in the first place? These are the types of topics to tackle that make artists more than an interesting flavor, but something that can connect with a certain aspect of what it means to be human. Not sure what any of this has to do with touring, but maybe this is the emotional turmoil he was going through while he was trying to do shows.
Venom, that's alright. inside all white.
And maybe instead of just talking about the color of the expensive Rolls Royce he has, maybe he's using that imagery to talk about the purity that he has inside, but the external evil.
I just want that.
Come on, dude. I'm trying to give you a chance here.
My brilliant, I'm mad. A brilliant, her man, no.
Wait, didn't you make an earlier song where you said,
But I can do anything and I won't lose her.
Guess that's not true. But you know what? Maybe this is a more emotionally mature Uzi Vert. One that understands that.
Everybody got the same swag now. Why the way that I chat now?
No.
Every time that you leave your spot, your girlfriend call me like, come on over.
No.
I like the way that she treat me, gon' leave you, won't leave me. I call it that Casanova.
God damn it, man! I was actually starting to respect you! I was gonna use this review to make a point that I could still like an artist's work and respect them regardless of who they were or what they did previously. Because it's not about old school or new school or subgenres, it's about what you as an individual have to say on an individual track. And that I can dig Uzi Vert when he puts real time and thought into his track. But you fucked it up!
She said I'm insane, I might blow my brain out. Johnny on the pain, please, Johnny make it go away.
Oh man, what insightful lyrics painting addictive drugs as coping mechanisms for the pain of heartbreak and stress. Immediately cue lyrics that Lil Uzi Vert fans will completely overlook, which contradict the entire mood that these lyrics were setting up.
Fast car, NASCAR, red song. I was counting that I used all 20, that's a G, bro. That is not your swag, I swear you fake on. Y'all ain't nigga wanna take my kid on.
K-Dance? Really?
She said, you're the worst, you're the worst. I cannot die bigger, this my universe.
The fuck are you even talking about anymore? First you were invoking death as a grim illustration of finding no pleasure in living and as a reminder of your loneliness under the weight of understanding death as an inevitable force that will consume us all. And now all of a sudden you're like,
thanks to denial, I'm immortal.
what the hell's going on in this song? Overall, I give it a 1 out of 5. I was so close to giving this guy some props for venturing out into a darker topic, but I hate how he doesn't have the balls to stick to it. Maybe someone could make the case that it's like a mixture of these good and bad emotions happening to him, and that's why the tone is so muddled. But I think it's more intellectually honest to say that he just didn't put in the effort that he could have put in to make this song work, so he just has to devolve into lyrics about once again having sex with your girlfriend and having more money than you, as if it's some sort of contractual obligation for making a mainstream rap song. Hell, for all I know it is. Hey, Lil Uzi, great song, but if you could make the recommended changes to your lyrics so we can get this to corporate, that'd be great. But I was writing about my existential crisis while on tour and how it's affecting my love life. Yeah, but market research shows people like songs about fast cars and fucking bitches, so if you could, just change about 35% of these lyrics to be about that in the revision. 35? But it's not about that. And changing some of the lyrics to be about that wouldn't make sense. Well, maybe you could have an existential crisis while having sex with someone else's girlfriend. Have you thought about that? Alright, you're the creative guy. Hop to it. Well, I'm the rap critic. You don't have to like my opinion, but I don't have to like your song. Really? Is this the title card for this video? Jesus Christ, my title cards look better than that. No disrespect, shout out to Phil Bunny.
What's wrong, Kyle? Man, these kids, man, talking shit, making me feel bad. Man.
Oh, wow. Is the whole video like this?
See these fine bitches over here?
Yeah,
you see these trees, man? You see this water?
Oh, okay, it's the lyric video because I guess the official video hasn't come out yet. Still though, they could have put in a little bit more effort. I'm starting to catch Adventures on the Blue Carpet treatment flashbacks. And for those who don't know what that is, you don't need to. Alright, well, anyway, this was a Patreon request by Judge Moki. Judge Moki? I got judges watching my shit now. Well, yeah, if you want to request a song for me to review, check out my Patreon for more info. Now let's get to this song.
I guess it is okay. Come on, man, you got so much more to appreciate, man. Man, you know what?
Well, okay, I don't really hate the song so far. It's just about making a friend happy by pointing out how beautiful the world is. That's cool.
I ain't been getting high. Well, maybe a little, baby, I don't wanna lie.
Yeah, I don't wanna lie to you after I kinda just lied to you.
I know when you text me, girl, I don't always reply. Well, you're not an angel either, you can't even fly.
Okay, this is actually goofy in a way that I kind of enjoy. I'm glad we're opening hip-hop up from the dark strip club trap anthems we've been stuck in for the last couple of years to make more bright, sunny, silly pop rap songs. And here he's saying, hey, I'm not perfect and you're not perfect, but we still love each other, right?
I know this, you think that you know shit.
Oh, Okay, is this still talking to the same girl? Because this is a lot more condescending mean-spiritedness than I was expecting from a song that had such a silly, fun intro just a minute ago.
All this shade that's coming at me, I wonder who does it.
Oh, okay. This has gone from, like, cute little observations about the imperfections of your relationship to just full-blown resentment and anger towards each other, barely masked by a veneer of cheery keyboards and a sinisterly ironic happy-go-lucky delivery. Is that the point? Maybe this song's about him still trying to be friendly with this woman that he's slowly falling out of love with, trying to keep things amicable while she keeps getting angrier and angrier. Although he doesn't exactly paint himself as the good guy here, seeing as he just insulted her by sarcastically saying that she thinks she's smart. And then you're gonna follow that up with you being angry at her that she's throwing shade at you when you just insulted her intelligence? But fine, okay, this relationship is obviously not working out. So on the chorus, he's saying that he's gonna find someone else, right?
I spy with my little eye, a girly I can get cause she don't get too many likes.
Specifically someone who doesn't get as many likes on her pictures. His point being that because she's not as attractive, her low self-esteem will make her more likely to have sex with him. Well, it's honest, I guess. Not sure how many women are going to be talking to you after hearing you say that, though.
A curly-headed cutie I could turn into my wife. Wait, that means forever, ever, hold up, never mind.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie. I'm kind of enjoying how obliviously naive and happy he is while saying these shitty things. Like, hey, I want to date this girl because logistically she's ugly enough to let me have sex with her and be my wife. Wait, how long is that marriage thing supposed to last? Oh, forever? Oh, okay, I'll just go with the sex thing then.
They can't see the vision, boy, they must be out of focus. That's a real hot album, homie, I wonder who wrote it. Oh, shit.
Okay, that's pretty funny. What's the song supposed to be about again?
Oh, take, pray them niggas go away. Oh, we sell the clowns around, it look like circus show. Like,
seriously, weren't we talking about relationships or something?
this shit's still so cold when it drop, it's gonna be a motherfucking snow day.
Okay, forget it. These are some good punchlines, so I guess the song's just about this now.
I got a selfie with Oprah, I just ain't ever posted.
Yeah, let's stick with this. Silly, random, unconfirmable lyrics like this, I like that.
I'm in my happy place posted, I ain't frowned since 06, I ain't cried since 01.
Wait, weren't you just unhappy at the beginning of this song? You were all doom and gloom because people were talking about you. Were you smiling while that was happening? I'm completely heartbroken after my girlfriend left me, and people keep talking about me behind my back. But I have to keep smiling, have to keep thinking happy thoughts, or Anthony will send me to the cornfield. He's such a good boy.
Your friend in Cuba is fine though, we gon' end on a high note.
Again, what a dick! Your friend's kinda ugly, and you're no prize either, but since I have no standards, I just want to put my dick in something. Do. It's just so cluelessly awful. But the buoyancy with which he delivers it is so bewildering, it kind of wraps back around and becomes enjoyable again.
I spy with my little eyes. I spy with my little eyes. Oh,
She said she 21, I might have to ID that. All my bitches come in pairs like balls in my nutsack.
Is it just your job to ruin everything I like? First you ruined broccoli by bringing up the death of kids, then you ruined this by talking about your balls and your nutsack. Do you ever get tired of ruining modern rap songs? Gee, do you want to go back in time and ruin some golden age rap songs while you're at it?
I wanna rock right now. I'm Lil Yachty and I'm down to few down.
Oh my fucking god, what the hell is this?
It takes two to make a thing alright.
Okay, one horrible thing at a time. Let's get back to the ISpy thing.
I'ma send them all to home with a neck throbbing. I done made so much money that it's non-stopping.
You know what my problem is with Lil Yachty? It's the fact that people seem to be touting him as a happier sounding alternative to trap music when there's really nothing beyond aesthetic that gives him that label. Sure, his beats are brighter and happier sounding and his voice is doofy and silly. I mean, he sounds more like a South Park parody of a rapper than an actual rapper, and this video's not helping. But his rhymes are still about being a hardcore thug, about fucking hot chicks, and about having more money than you. There's honestly no difference topic or lyric-wise. I'm not the typical gangster rapper. See, I'll still talk about shooting you in the face, fucking your bitch, and having more money than you. But I'm gonna have a silly clown nose on while I do it. Duh.
Went from fake chains to diamonds in another lane.
It is kind of interesting that he's admitting that he had fake jewelry at one point. That's something no rapper would ever admit to.
Went from king, take me here to screen out the lane.
Screening out the lane? Does he mean that, like, like in a reference to like basketball, where you set up a screen so that no one can get past you, and he's using that metaphor for like a car being really big, something that's blocking what feels like a long stretch of the lane. Okay, that's kind of clever. So your career went from, I don't know who that dude is, but damn that nigga's lame, to, hey yo, that's Lil Yachty. Damn that nigga's lame.
So I remember all the people who ain't fuck with me. They went to college, now all the niggas is history.
Yeah, they all went to college, so it can be safely assumed they made nothing of their lives, am I right? I mean, what? Those guys going to a university for doctor and law degrees? What could they ever accomplish in the long run? The real career longevity is in being a pop rapper. I mean, we all know how long and successful 99.99999% of their careers always turn out to be.
Riding deep in the van like we looking for a mystery.
Why the hell are you driving in a van? I assumed that talk earlier about blocking the lanes was with a souped-up limousine or a Hummer or something, not some 93 Plymouth Voyager. Seriously, what rich, flashy rapper brags about driving around in a van? What are you, a soccer mom? You gotta pick the kids up from practice before you go to the strip club?
So don't fuck with me. No, lately I've been living like luxury.
Lately, I've been living like luxury. This is y'all's mans, right? This is your guy? A guy who sounds like he couldn't even come up with a simile for how well he's living? For real, if you're gonna say, I'm living like, I'm expecting some imagery to go with it, not just a vague adjective. Unless the like is supposed to be a filler word, like or and then luxury was just the best thing he could come up with on the fly. I'm living like a guy, rich person. I guess it's good to hear rappers advocating for safe sex. Doesn't make this verse suck any less, unfortunately. Overall, I give this a 3 out of 5. Kyle is funny in an odd, absent-minded asshole sort of way, but I can see his music being enjoyable. How fucking ever, Lil Boat over here, not content to ruin his own music, keeps shitting all over anything that has the potential to be good. So yeah, it's a fun, doofy little song that needs the crap scraped off of it to truly shine. And this is literally the worst lyric video I've ever seen in my entire life. Seriously, it might have been less insulting to my fan base to just show me eating a sandwich during my voiceovers than show this putrid animation. In fact, is it too late to re-edit this video?
Okay, this is the lead single from Drake's third album, and it's obvious that he's no longer trying. I mean, listen to this.
Started from the bottom, now we're here. Started from the bottom, now my whole team fucking here.
Oh, a song about how you're rich. We know, Drake. You know that we know. You made a song about the fact that you know that we know.
I ain't even gotta say it, they know. They know, they know, they know.
But yeah, since apparently no one's tired of Drake sounding like he's tired, here comes another song about how he's made it, and how the haters keep hating, and how his team is awesome, and you know, this song's boring. And if I just talk about how boring the song is, this review is gonna be boring. Because honestly, there's really not a lot to say about this. And the monotony of his flow in the verses, and how it sounds exactly the same as the chorus, doesn't help, especially when there are only 11 words in it. In fact, the verses and the choruses are actually pretty short, but the expressionless flow is repeated so much, the song ends up sounding a lot longer than it actually is, and it's a bit of a chore to get through.
Boys tell stories about the man. Say I never struggled, wasn't hungry, yeah, I got it, nigga.
Like, dude, this sounds like something you threw together to hold the fans over until you actually had time to sit down and write something, not the lead single to your friggin' album. So, instead of doing a straight review of this song, I wanted to do a comparison piece, and I'm gonna try to make a point with this. Okay, so what is this song about? It's about how his life used to be terrible, but now it's awesome because of his rap career. You know who also made a song like that? Biggie Smalls. Now, no one is arguing that Drake is better than Notourius B.I.G. In fact, I'd like to give enough credit to Drake by believing that even he doesn't think that. But I wanted to use Biggie's song Juicy in comparison to this song Started From the Bottom to show you why I believe this song is lacking, and how that lack of lyrical content changes how I view a song that tackles a topic, specifically one as common in rap as this. Now let's start with the intro of Started From the Bottom.
Started. Zombie on the track. Started from the...
Which sounds like Drake wanted to start the song, but then his producer cut him off and said, "No, my name has to be at the start. This is my beat and I want people to know." Once again, you don't see producers from back in the day doing stuff like that.
Each time the wind blows, I hear your voice so...
Yeah, Quincy Jones produced this track. Look, to all producers out there, we don't care. We are not listening to the song because we like you, which is kind of funny because most people only like the beats, but regardless, that doesn't mean we ultimately care about you. We care about the main guy rapping. Oddly enough though, for the beginning of Juicy, this is one of the few times where P. Diddy doesn't talk all over the intro.
Fuck all you hoes. Get a grip, motherfucker.
Although, I'm not 100% sure what that part relates to. Even on the Ready to Die album, there's nothing prior to what he says that gives context to what he's saying. He's just kinda angry at someone. But then he says,
this album is dedicated to all the teachers that told me I never amount to nothing.
So already we have context for Biggie. Not just the song, but his whole album is intended to offend all those who saw him as worthless and good for nothing. Already we have a stronger inclination for what's happening. With Drake, on the other hand,
started from the bottom, now we're here. Started from the bottom, now my whole team fucking here. Started from the bottom, now we're here.
my friends and I were broke, but now we're not. My friends and I were broke, but now we're not. My friends and I were broke, but now we're not. To me, it's way too simple and blunt with its presentation. Now compare that to the chorus for Juicy.
And if you don't know, now you know.
Which reappropriates the chorus of Matume's Juicy Fruit to act as encouragement for the rapper. It sounds really kind and caring. It works as a chorus that can be sung by someone who's still going through the struggle that Biggie went through.
And if you don't know, now you know.
Now that I think about it, I think they just went with this chorus because of those first two lines. Because these lines just kind of seem like they didn't know how to rearrange the rest of the lyrics from the sample to make it make sense, so they just kind of kept it. But anyways, let's get into the meat of why Started From the Bottom doesn't work. Context, context, context. In Juicy, Biggie tells us that the current life he's living used to be nothing more than an unattainable fantasy, something that only his favorite rappers would live, and that he looked up to these rappers and was a huge fan.
It was all a dream. I used to read Word Up magazine, hanging pictures on my wall. Every Saturday, rap attack Mr. Magic Molly Mall. I let my tape rock till my tape pop.
In Started From the Bottom, we get no indication of passion or even a slight affinity for rap music, so the success that he gets related to rap music holds no real value. In fact, I don't...
From the bottom, now the whole team's freaking here. Oh my gosh.
Oh wow, didn't this happen the last time I reviewed a song by Drake?
Yeah, they bring dinner to my room and ask me to initial.
Today's an important day. We have a championship game against...
Well, at least they figured out how bad an actor Drake really is and had the intelligence to completely cut him out of this scene. Wait, who directed this music video? Oh, well, I admire your honesty. But like I was saying, very little in this song gives us much background, and any that does feels ultimately inconsequential.
Living at my mama's house, we'd argue every month, nigga.
Oh no, not disagreeing with your parents, aka that thing that all teenagers do. I mean, maybe there's more to that story. Maybe there were serious disagreements that he had with his mom. But you know why I don't care? Because he doesn't tell me about them. Now over here in Juicy, Biggie speaks of complete poverty.
Born sinner, the opposite of a winner. Remember when I used to eat sardines for dinner? We used to fuss when the landlord dissed us. No heat, wonder why Christmas missed us.
I can comprehend that. I can visualize and understand that. I can feel the despair of that situation. What hardships does Drake speak about in his song?
I was trying to get it on my own. Working all night, traffic on the way home.
Oh no, not working night shifts at a grocery store, as this video seems to indicate, and encountering traffic on the way home? Anything but that! What I'm trying to say is nothing here really sticks to you. Any details on his life that could give context to his words, you'd have to look up to find out about. Thing is, I shouldn't have to look up your life story to figure out what you're trying to express. That's what the words in the song are for.
We don't like to do too much explaining.
That's the problem. Sure, there's always extra meaning that can be derived from a song if you know more about the artist's personal life, but I shouldn't have to already know your life story in order to understand the song.
Story stay the same, I never changed it.
But see, you never told us a story. I mean, sure, when it comes to topics about girls, you spill your heart out. And I'm sure all the strippers you've written those songs about really appreciate that. But whenever it comes to getting into your life and your success, there should be something strong to make me understand your obstacles so that your victory becomes that much more enjoyable. But when I hear this...
Just as a reminder to myself, I wear every single chain, even when I'm in the house.
Which doesn't even rhyme. When I hear this, I don't think, wow, I respect this guy's hustle. I think, Well, if it's all about money and nothing else, why doesn't Warren Buffett have a rapping career? I'm fairly sure one of the richest men in the world knows more about having money than Drake does. Now, contrast that to Biggie Smalls once again. He talks about how the good life never seemed like a reality to him because the way he lived never gave credence to the idea that it was even possible.
I never thought it could happen, this rapping stuff. I was too used to packing gats and stuff. Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis. When I was dead broke, man, I couldn't picture this.
He talks about how he was never attractive to some girls, but now that he's famous, those same girls are all of a sudden into him.
Girls used to diss me, now they write letters cause they miss me.
And here's one of my favorite lines, which is simple but poignant.
Living life without fear.
Just the comfort of knowing that he doesn't have to be afraid of being one paycheck away from destitution gives validation behind the song, gives it meaning and depth. I, as a listener, am invested into the persona that has been presented in this song. What do I have to be invested in emotionally with Started at the Bottom? What, am I supposed to be happy that you're a self-righteous douchebag who flaunts his wealth in a time where the unemployment rate is in the double digits? Well, congratulations. But I don't care. And you know what? I might have cared. If there was any punchline, any joke, any clever play on words, or indication of humor or lightheartedness about the topic, I really would give you points for that. I always give points to someone who's a douchebag, but at least can be funny about it. But when all you have is a repetitive drone about how great it is to be you, I'm unable to generate a response beyond, okay. There's a lot of talk about how Drake really didn't struggle in his life and that he was a spoiled rich kid, and since he was on a TV show that means he's fake and never really went through hard times in his life. And to be honest, I don't agree with that. I do feel that he has gone through struggles in his life. They may not be the exact archetypal struggles that are typical of the hip-hop culture, but as a rapper, I believe that he does have a story to tell. For a closer example from a rapper who's not going the gangster rap route with their music, look at Childish Gambino's song Hold You Down on his latest album, Camp.
Culture shock in barbershops, cause I ain't hood enough. We all look the same to the cops. Ain't that good enough? This one kid said something that was really bad. He said I wasn't really black because I had a dad. I think that's kind of sad, mostly because a lot of black kids think they should agree with that.
You see, I understand what's happening in his life. I get his story. The problem with Started from the Bottom is that he doesn't tell a story. He gives us surface-skimming details and rallies off weak-as-water brag raps. And when you can't give us any account of real pain in your past in your music, especially when that's kind of how most people are gonna know you, yeah, I completely understand why people say what they say. And this song sounds like an embarrassingly ineffective way to respond to naysayers. If all you have are vague descriptions of conflict, I can only assume that your inability to elaborate stems from the fact that you had no conflicts.
Say I never struggled, wasn't hungry, yeah, I got it, nigga.
Well, how did you struggle? You just had a venue to discuss it, we listened, and you said nothing beyond, I totally struggled, just trust me. This gets a 0 out of 5 from me. It's boring, did I mention repetitive, and uninspired. And for those who are gonna ask, of course I give Juicy a 5 out of 5. And those ratings aren't to hyperbolically exaggerate a contrast. Started from the Bottom lacks everything that makes this type of song good, and Juicy, in my opinion, has all of those things to a T. I do feel like he has potential to be a truly great artist, but with the path he's going right now, it feels like he's squandering it with mediocrity. Well, that's what I have to say about that. I'm the Rap Critic. You don't have to like my opinion, but I don't have to like your song.
Hi, I'm the Rap Critic, and this episode was requested by Tyler Ball. And if you'd like to request a song for me to review and get other exclusive material, go to my Patreon for more info. And because you people hate me, let's talk about Lil Uzi Vert.
Yeah.
You know, there's usually a pattern with some bad rappers. Sometimes I'll hear a crappy single and think, okay, why do people like this guy? And then I'll look up a review or two that'll be giving him praise for his style, and I'll think, oh, come on, he can't be that good. And then I'll look up the album myself, and while I expect to dump on them, I end up begrudgingly admitting that, yeah, okay, there are a few things that the artist does make that makes them stand out on their own. Well, with Lil Uzi Vert, yeah, that wasn't the case. He's just as bad as I thought he was going to be. Seriously though, I gave this guy a chance. His album even looked kind of cool in that it was based on the Scott Pilgrim art style. I was thinking, oh man, here it goes, another guy who I thought had absolutely nothing going for him, but check out that album art. Surely this guy has something going on, right? There's even a specific track called Scott and Ramona, and one called Team Rocket? And you're thinking, well, this has got to be about something, but nope, absolutely nothing interesting. The Team Rocket song never even explains why it's called that, and Scott and Ramona makes absolutely no direct connection to the Scott Pilgrim universe. So yeah, the Fireworks Dread guy rocking a Charles Manson t-shirt and a rap music video in 2016, with his own video inspired by Donnie Darko and Alice in Wonderland, with an album that looks like it's inspired by the colorful world of the Scott Pilgrim universe? Yeah, not as interesting as you might think. I never thought I'd have to use those type of descriptions for a rapper and then have to end it with, it's basically Young Thug again. An unimposing skinny guy, weird colored dreads, high-pitched voice, mumbling while slathered in autotune, can't focus on a topic to save his life that isn't money. Sure, there's less referencing to pulling up on people like Pampers, but the presentation is basically the same. I mean, sure, Lil Yachty's basically the same too, but he at least sounds a little different. I mean, he sounds like Barney the Dinosaur on Quaaludes with a head cold, but, you know, different. In fact, Lil Uzi Vert, with his odd name and squeaky voice, kinda has the spectacle of looking interesting while not actually being interesting down to a science. And because all his songs are basically the same, let's look at his biggest hit so far, You Was Right.
Yeah, alright. You was right, I was wrong.
Now on the outset, you'd think this had a concept going, right? Rap song about you being right and him being wrong? What rapper even admits to being wrong? Where could this possibly end up going?
Yeah, I should've never ever took her home. No. I should've just blown. I'm crying in my arms like a nigga wrecked you. Talking about a broken heart, running to the restroom.
Oh, it's about how he should have only had sex with this woman and had no established emotional connection because women are too emotional, am I right? But, okay, just because women being stereotyped as overly emotional just happens to be disproportionately represented in the media we consume, that doesn't necessarily mean it doesn't happen. So, okay, here's another story about that, I guess. Oh, and I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, oh, hey, here's the Scott Pilgrim tie-in right here. It's gonna be about how, like, Scott Pilgrim, he should have just had sex with Ramona Flowers and just left afterwards instead of having to deal with her ex-boyfriends or something like that, right? But, no, not really. There are no lyrics or storytelling allusions that in any way directly parallel Scott Pilgrim's narrative. In fact, Uzi Vert manages to do what most mainstream rappers do when they present something that could be interesting. Say it with me now. They...
Look at my mama chick like we rich. Yeah. Look at my bitch like we rich.
Completely forget about it for the most part and just talk about how rich they are.
I know that you ain't got it, boy. Why you ain't just say that? Yeah. They see I got that money now it's bitch, like I said that.
What? So you, Uzi, you know that some guy didn't have money, and you're saying, why didn't you just say that you didn't have money? And then, upon seeing that Uzi is the one with money, that guy's girlfriend's reaction is, I said that. I don't understand what the connection's supposed to be here. Why would she respond like that? And what is she responding to? It's just not really clear what the I said that is supposed to be in reference to. Is Uzi trying to tell her that her boyfriend doesn't have any money, and she's like, yeah, Uzi, I already knew that my boyfriend was poor. You didn't have to rub it in. Or is she saying that Uzi Vert has money and saying, yep, I said that he was rich? Okay, why are you telling me this? Why is it important that you tell me that she told him that you're rich? Is she some kind of predictor of rich people? You will have a 3-story house to your name. You, sir, will have an apartment with 5 other roommates. And you, save your money. Get friendly with your parents.
When I saw my girl, yeah, you know I had to back that. Never for me, for niggas, yeah, they had that. 5 niggas including me, I had to back.
Oh, wait, here you go. Here's where he's gonna make the Scott Pilgrim reference, right? I mean, he's talking about how his girlfriend has 4 ex-boyfriends. Maybe he's gonna have to protect himself from them trying to...
Try to diss me, I take it to your family. I for your sister, then make sure that she vanish.
Okay, not exactly where I thought that was going. Kinda seems like overkill, don't you think?
If you ever say anything disrespectful to me,
I will rape your sister and scream at her asses to destroy the appetite.
And rape is not a word I like to use lightly, but, what else am I supposed to make of that? Sure, rappers talk about having sex with your girlfriend and or family members all the time.
You better hide your grandmama, cause I'll fuck her too.
But the idea of consent is a little harder to imply when it's quickly followed by threatening to make her disappear. Maybe I'm the one reaching, but telling me you're gonna bang someone's sister and then make sure she never sees her family members again? That kind of sounds like a rape murder case to me. Either that or he convinced her to join some weird sex cult or something.
Even though we in the same room, you just locked the door, so I gotta text you.
Why would you lock the door if you're already in the same room? You lock a door when you want to keep people out of your room, but if he's already in the room, it's a little too late for that tactic to be effective. Is she just like, nope, lock the door, that means you can't talk to me now?
But see, I'm already in the room, so...
La 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 la, I can't hear you, la 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 la.
Huh, maybe I should have just boned.
Like, babe, unlock the door, gotta use the restroom. Like, I don't want a war, I wanna caress you.
Yeah, babe, I just wanna love you and caress you.
Don't end up like that guy's sister.
Overall, yeah, I'd give this a 0 out of 5. This is bad, and in a way that kind of feels disappointing. Like I said, he does seem like he'd have at least something stylistically interesting about him, but no, it's the same auto-tuned mumble rap style that everyone is doing. And people were telling me that his verse on Bad and Boujee was his worst, and that he's actually better than that. But, yeah, I didn't see any proof of that on this song or on the album that it's from. And I'm not saying he had to be Lupe Fiasco or anything, I just wanted someone whose style was as interesting and unique as his album art and silly presentation make him out to be. But there's absolutely nothing else going on with this guy. No funny lyrics, no different perspectives, no different sounds or ideas, just him going, huh? Yeah, huh? Yeah, huh? Yeah. Like he's constantly confused about and figuring out how the recording booth works. And this isn't a thing of, oh, you just hate these new rappers because you like old school rappers. Look, rappers sucking is not a new phenomenon. The only difference is the excuses, and the fact that over time, the bad rappers of a certain era get forgotten. Anyone remember Rappin' Duke?
Remember Rappin' Duke? The hard.
No, not that song. I mean the song that he was referencing.
I was at the Ponderosa rapping to the beat.
This is stupid, ridiculous, and gimmicky. It's like a child wrote it, and at a time when no one took rap seriously because it was a new thing, you know? But now when rappers don't take their lyrics seriously, the excuse is, that's just the new thing, you know? I call bullshit. Being lazy and gimmicky has always been a problem in hip-hop, and I for one will always call it out, past or present. So, now that you know that it's not some new generational thing for rappers to suck, and that it's nothing more than the division of time that allows people to forget the bad music of the past and only remember the good, can we now use that knowledge to push us towards better mainstream representation in hip-hop? Or will we just use the precedent of laziness and style copying as yet another reason to continue the strain of uneventful music that plagues hip-hop? As if I don't know the answer. Hi, I'm the Rap Critic. Remember Young Thug?
Pikachu!
Yeah, the guy from last year who made a song named after a cartoon character. Well, apparently someone heard that and said, yes, this guy. This guy will be the face of rap music in 2014. Because for the last year, he's been blowing up on the internet with feature after feature based off of the promise that he apparently displayed. Now, at first he was on Waka Flocka Flame's label, but since he's no longer relevant, he then got signed to the prestigious Young Money label, headed by CEO and two-time champion of the Worst Rap Name Award, Baby/Birdman. And he officially dropped his debut single entitled, oh wait, this isn't a single by Young Thug, excuse me. According to the YouTube page, this song is by Rich Gang. You remember Rich Gang, right? You know that album with Limp Bizkit, Busta Rhymes, Mystical, and apparently Paris Hilton at one point? Yeah, remember all those early 2000s personalities that were signed to Cash Money for some reason? Oh, you don't? Well, good thing that doesn't matter. Because they're all gone apparently. Reverted back to the Young Money name with the good old rappers you used to love. Like Gutta Gutta, Lil Twist, Mac Main, J Mills, Euro, Chanel, West Coast, PJ Morton. Who the hell are these people? But I'm digressing. We need to get to this song Lifestyle, apparently off of their next album entitled Rich Gang 2, because, you know, why even bother with album titles at this point? Wait, what was that?
Baby. Got like 4 ounces in the 20.
This is in English, right? Wait, this video was directed by someone named BLB? What the? That's not a real name, damn it! What's going on in this video? Is the whole concept just about saying a bunch of nonsense syllables?
Did a lot of shit just to live this here lifestyle.
And apparently one of those things wasn't learning to enunciate. Well, at least I understood that part, so he is speaking English.
Came straight from the bottom to the top of my lifestyle.
Is there like some new style of rapping where you only pronounce the consonants of the words you're trying to say? Because that's all I'm getting here. Well, I heard one word. At least that one doesn't go out of style. Seriously, I can't make heads or tails of any of this. Am I being trolled or something? Because as far as lyrics are concerned, you might as well be playing... Or maybe I'm getting old. Maybe at the ripe old age of 22, I'm out of the young music scene. I mean, I'm literally incapable of hearing what he's saying, and I used to be able to understand Mystical, Bone Thugs and Harmony, and Old Dirty Bastard. I used to value my age in that I was a critic taking on fellow music peers of my generation, but maybe this is a game for younger men than me. And the critical eye of the future of the hip-hop generation should be in the hands of someone of his time. I mean, how old is this kid? What, 17, 18, 22? Oh. Okay, never mind. Is that how we say 5 million nowadays? We reverse the numbers? Or maybe he means like 1,000,005, like 1.5 million. Okay, sure, whatever. I'm just happy I can understand what he's saying. Did he just say that despite having millions of dollars, he still looks like a tard? Oh, he said Titan there. I know, because if you listen close, he says football player after it, because even he knows he can't understand a damn word he's saying. Young Thug, there's no rhyme here. Like, not even remotely. They don't even share half the same letters. They don't even share half the same damn vowel sound. There's absolutely nothing relating these two words to each other. Like, I don't care where you are in this country. There is no twang or drawl in any region of this land in which the word card rhymes with Titan. And I bet people will come to Young Thug's defense. Well, who says all the words need to rhyme all the time? Maybe it's not important. Oh yes, because it's not that he's a lazy rapper. He's just trying to challenge and subvert your expectations. Please, his rap name is Young Thug. He doesn't need any apologists.
Niggas serving great white like I'm feeding sharks. I won't do nothing with the bitch, she can't even get me high.
Oh, wow, this is new. I've never heard a rapper bragging about how hard he isn't.
Something wrong with the pussy.
Oh, okay. So what's happening here is he's actually having sex with this woman already, but he can't get erect. And, well, of course it can't be his fault. Something must be wrong with you, woman, because with other girls, I'm like Stiffy McStiffington. So it must be your fault, because, you know, and please don't tell anyone about this. Representing masculinity is 70% of the reason why my music exists.
Even though I ain't gonna hit it, I'ma still make sure that she good shit.
Are you trying to backtrack now? Like, sure, I didn't make her climax with my penis, but afterwards I paid for the vibrator she used, so that's gotta count for something.
Me and my brother don't get caught up like that, no way. We ain't got time to go see doctors.
So you're backtracking on your backtracking, saying, wait, no, the reason I didn't have sex with her is because she totally had an STD all along. Like you have some sixth sense for sniffing out gonorrhea.
Jay.
Huh?
Me and my brother don't get caught up like that, no way. We ain't got time to go see doctors. Jay.
You mean like the basketball player? Oh, was that a hot one, Young Thug? Did you just impress yourself by how amazing that line was? You might as well have said, hey guys, who wants some tea? Mister! Get it? Because Mr. Oh, see? That's why he couldn't get hard when he had sex with her. It's because he had sex with so many other chicks last night. Yeah, I'm sure. Listen, there's comically exaggerating and then there's being a terrible liar. So unless there's 5 sets of groupie pyramids on your bed, you might want to scale down the numbers you're throwing at us.
Why? Hey, this is so bit of performance.
Are you being sarcastic when you ask that? Like, you're being a smartass and saying, what do you think, this is a show? Do you think I'm performing? Well, yes, Young Thug, this is a performance. In what context is what you're doing not a performance? Well, I guess you could be saying this isn't a performance in the sense that this isn't a put-on, this isn't an act, this is how I really am. And hey, maybe that's the point. The lyrics he just told you were the way he lives his life every day. A man with a barely functioning mouth who makes corny punchlines while uselessly thrusting his flaccid penis into a possibly STD-infected groupie while 40 other women are uncomfortably piled to the ceiling on his bed. You know, keeping it real. Real stupid. Oh, Chris Rock, the tradition continues.
Do this shit for my daughters and all my sons, bitch. I burn the random bands up, take out they funds, bitch.
Now hold on a minute, here we have some development. He's not just flashing fancy cars, jewelry, and taking private planes for himself. He's doing it for his family, as illustrated here in one scene where he gives money to a family member. And in this other scene where he... Wait, no, that was the only scene where he does something selflessly. Okay, back to spending all of this money because it will totally never stop coming in.
Still screaming for the other side. For the nigga.
Yeah, screw those guys in this ambiguously defined area known as the other side. You know, I just realized something. For all the chorus talks about how he did a lot of stuff just to live this here lifestyle, he never really tells you what those things are. I mean, sure, the implication is that if he's a gangster rapper, he must have sold drugs or robbed people, but he never really clearly says anything about it or even really alludes to that. Hell, Young Thug could have been an ice cream / pastry tycoon and CEO of the Atlanta, Georgia balloon animal factory for all we know. And hey, that wouldn't be inaccurate. You gotta do a lot of stuff to live that there lifestyle.
I'm living my life like Beanie, R.I.P. my brother Beanie.
Yeah, the real life murder of my older brother just goes to show what leading this type of life can do. Well, let's go back to leading this type of life. Oh, and promoting it in my music. Yeah, I know I've said this before, but it's kind of disturbing how prevalent this mentality is in Black American culture. Let's get back to the jokes.
I just might wake up one Chanel and these bitches can't see me.
Chanel is a woman's fashion company. Like, specifically. I mean, they do have some cologne for men, but when you hear Chanel, it's almost exclusively in reference to fashion accessories for women. Google Chanel by itself, and it does not present you with any options for male clothing or anything like that. Which is interesting in Young Thug's case, because in the wording here, he's saying, I could wake up wanting to rock Chanel accessories, and these women couldn't see me. And knowing that see me in this context means that someone couldn't compare to you, you're saying that you could rock these accessories so well, other women could not compare to you. Now, I'd like to think this line is funny because he probably just meant to throw in the name of some random expensive brand, but accidentally said the name of a company that makes virtually no clothing for men. But there are people out there who like to think this line means something more. That these lyrics, plus the one about not getting hard when having sex with a woman, plus that thing on Twitter where he refers to Rich Homie Quan as his hubby, it means that he's gay. Now, me personally, I don't really give a shit. But in the context of the lyrics, if this is what he meant to say, then let's discuss it. Now, yeah, sure, the things he says about rocking clothes for women aren't exactly the things most straight guys talk about, but most guys don't talk about half the labels Jay-Z brags about wearing on his latest album, so where's the flack for that? And even so, the thing about these rumors is that people seem to have selective hearing. Yeah, he mentions not being able to keep it up with that one chick, but he literally mentions how his bed is filled with 40 women not 4 lines later. I don't think the implication was that they were having a slumber party. But yeah, sure, looking at surface details, he does do some things that stereotypically gay men would do. And if it turns out he's gay or bisexual or somewhere in between, great for him, but honestly, I kind of hope he isn't gay. And I don't mean that in a mean way or anything. I mean, think about it. Remember how much of an automatic stigma there was for white rappers after Vanilla Ice came out? It wasn't just because he was white. Hell, House of Pain was white, but nobody cared. No, it was because he was white and he sucked. Now, imagine if Young Thug had the #1 song in the world, and due to that status, he ended up becoming the precedent for gay rappers. Just imagine being the next famous openly gay rapper who'd have to deal with that.
28 flows up, I feel like I can FLYE.
That's not how you spell. You just randomly added 2 Please don't let this guy be the first openly gay rapper.
They wanna know I got M's and I didn't finish college.
Actually, I'm more interested in figuring out how you finished 4th grade. Well, that's about it for Young Thug's verses. And sure, Rich Homie Quan is on the song, but he doesn't really end up saying anything notable.
Just in the middle of this ocean. Pacific that is.
Oh, but we've got to have an outro by the person everyone was waiting to hear from, the unforgettable musical force that is Bird Baby. Oh, was it Man Bird? Man Baby? Either way, yeah, it's totally important to know that he's kicking it out on the Pacific Ocean.
Bunch of bad bitches, you heard. Popping that GTV, you heard. Living that lifestyle. I do this for Miss Gladys, boy.
Oh yeah, I'm sure that's what your mother aspired for you when you were young. Drunk orgies in the middle of the ocean. Every mother's dream. Overall, Look, this song sucks ass and I don't want to talk about it anymore.
Hi, I'm the Rap Critic. Let's talk about Yeezus, and how stupid of an album title that is. For those that don't know, Yeezus is the name of Kanye West's latest album, and in it, he planned on making a darker, more minimalist sound that would complement the aggressive lyrical content he wanted to go for. Yes, on an album where he makes a facepalm-worthy fusion of his name with Jesus Christ, we're supposed to take this album seriously. But fine. From everything including his SNL performance where he proudly put Not For Sale in the background, to releasing his first single not on radio but by taking it to the streets and screening a minimalist video for it on the sides of 66 different buildings around the world, Kanye was letting you know that he wanted to say something with this album, something that he didn't want to have to censor himself for on the radio, something that you shouldn't take lightly. Or should you? I mean, is Kanye really trying to make a stand against the establishment in corporate America when at the same time he's got a contract with Nike for shoes called Air Yeezys and actually sold a clothing line which consisted of a plain white t-shirt that costed $120? Think about that for a second. He released a clothing line with a shirt design that took absolutely no effort whatsoever to make, nullifying any semblance of creative thought, and marketed them for an exorbitant price solely on the basis that the shirt was being sold by the brand name of Kanye West. If that isn't an example of selling out, I don't know what is. The worst thing is that those shirts actually sold out, which means that you can look forward to Kanye having an unfortunately justified song in which he will brag about how he can slap his name on anything and make it sell. And make no mistake, this is Kanye. He's going to do that. But back to the music, because that's what it's ultimately about for me. Do the lyrics hold up for the rebellious, aggressive persona that he wants to portray? And what is the message that he wants us to feel and understand? Well, since Kanye released a music video for Black Skinheads and changed his whole website to be an interactive video for this song, I can only assume this means something to him, and that he wants the song to be the watershed moment that defines what his new music is going to be about. The thesis statement, if you will, that represents the context of what cryptic message Kanye is trying to send. Well, let's listen in on Black Skinheads and hear what he has to say. Okay, that's definitely trying to say something. Maybe he's saying that his music is supposed to incite a primal fear in white people, reflecting the hatred and anger that's been accumulated in black culture due to centuries of systematic racism. Okay, I'm kind of concerned about how this message is going to unfold, but keep going. Dogs barking in rows of black people. Okay. Hey, is the music gonna start or something? Because I don't... Oh. Yeah, this is pretty good. I'm kind of enjoying this primal, percussive, energetic music so far. It's tight.
For my theme song, my leather black jeans on.
What are you doing?
I'm getting my scream on. Into the kingdom.
I'm sorry, but the way he keeps saying black like that it's kind of funny to me.
I'm getting my scream on.
Black.
Into the kingdom.
Black.
But watch it you bring home.
Black. It's just kind of teetering into trying too hard territory. He might as well say, this is black. It's so black. Even the beat says black. It's blacker than black and it's black, y'all. Okay, let's listen in on what he's trying to say.
For my theme song, my leather black jeans on, my by any means on.
Are you saying that because the jeans are black and Malcolm X is black? Is that supposed to symbolize your expression of black pride or something? I'm sorry, that just seems like a shallow comparison disguising itself as something more important than it really is. I mean, I don't think it need be said, but your jeans being black is not reason enough to associate them with the civil rights leader's most famous words. Maybe if the beat wasn't so menacing and the lyrics and music video weren't trying to obviously associate themselves with personifications of black aggression, I could look past it, but right at the beginning here, it feels like it's trying to represent something that's ultimately boiled down to saying, I'm wearing black jeans. But like Malcolm X though. And I'm sorry, but does anyone else think Kanye keeps trivializing civil rights messages with silly wordplay about clothes and sex?
Your titties, let them out, free your last. Thank God Almighty, they free your last. I'm like the fly Malcolm X, by any jeans necessary. I put my fist in, I like a civil rights sign.
I just feel like he makes stupid jokes on civil rights figures and slogans a little too often for it to be acceptable.
You see a black man with a white woman at the top floor, they gon' come to kill King Kong.
Okay, I see where he's going with this line. Hyperbolizing the racist view that a lot of very vocal people still seem to take on interracial couples. Oh, and before you bombard the comment section with posts about whether or not you think Kanye's girlfriend Kim Kardashian could traditionally be considered white, I just want to make this thing clear to you. When you really look at it, I don't care.
Middle America packed in, came to see me in my black skin. Number one question they asking, fucking big question you asking.
Is that the number one question they're asking? Because that's not a question. Or else he's saying that he's cutting those people off from asking questions, seeing that he doesn't do interviews anymore. But even so, the phrase was awkwardly worded. What's more, the prior lyrics indicate that this is a concert setting he's talking about. So who's shouting questions at Kanye during a concert? Sit down, shut up, and scream, I want to have your babies like a normal fan.
I don't get ran at my Catholics, because of conservative Baptists, claiming I'm overreacting like the black kids in Chirac, bitch.
Overreacting about what? Fans shouting questions to you at concerts? Well, I don't know why Christians would be angry about that, but nah, I'm on your side. People shouldn't be trying to interview you in the middle of a concert. Except to the point where you compared your problems with the problems of the youth in Chirac, a name given to Chicago by its own citizens due to the high murder rate. I mean, to say that the furious reactions that young black teenagers go through in Chicago's South Side due to poor education systems, gang violence, and racially motivated policies is on the exact same level as your annoyed reaction to people shouting questions at you? Incidentally, I think that's a bit of an overreaction.
4 in the morning, and I'm zoning, they say I'm possessed. It's the omen, I keep it 300, like the Romans.
Would this demon that's possessing you happen to not know the difference between Romans and Greeks? Because the 300 Spartan soldiers are Greek. Of course, there's also the fan theory that when he said, I keep it 300 like the Romans, he was instead referring to the number 300 as Romans would write it, which would be CCC, which as fans go on to believe stands for cool, calm, and collected. So in essence, they believe Kanye is saying that he indeed keeps himself cool, calm, and collected. But
there's nowhere to go, and there's no way to slow.
I don't think cool and calm is what he was going for.
300 bitches, were the Trojans.
So this is a part of the chorus for your rebellious, stick it to the man, black rage in the face of adversity music. And yet, you just had to, just couldn't possibly restrain yourself from making an offhand brag about how much sex you have. You see, Kanye, this is why it's so hard for some people to take you seriously.
Stop all that coon shit. Early morning cartoon shit. This is that goon shit. Fuck up your whole afternoon shit.
Yes, stop assimilating to the safe, non-offending stereotypes that white people have about black people. Instead, call yourself a goon and assimilate to the negative stereotypes that white people have about black people.
Black out the room, bitch. Stop all that coon shit. These niggas ain't doing shit. Them niggas ain't doing shit.
You know, you keep calling people out and telling them they're not doing anything important because they're acting like coons. But you have lyrics in this very song that paint you as sex crazy and refer to what you're doing as goon shit. Goon meaning thug or criminal. This plays right into the negative prejudices people have against African Americans. Oh, and just because you say black a bunch of times, that doesn't magically turn this into a righteous African American pride anthem.
Come on, homie, what happened? You niggas ain't breathing, you gasping. These niggas ain't ready for action. Ready for action.
And based on your repetition, you weren't ready to write a final lyric for this verse. Well, overall, I give this a 3 out of 5. The thing is, I really wanted to rate this song higher. The experimental, tribal, high-octane beat and impassioned yet confident delivery frames the song as powerfully rugged and enjoyably insane. But the lyrics, while having hints of introspection and intelligence, are bowled over by his inability to truly write lyrics that you can take seriously. And darker production does not really fit the way he writes. Now, I have no problem with Kanye wanting to shed his more lighthearted lyricism for a darker tone. The thing is, Kanye has a problem with shedding his lighthearted lyricism for a darker tone. It's like he just can't construct a meaningful song without injecting his silly Kanye-isms that pull you out of the tone of the music. I can't help but wish that someone else were writing the words for this song, someone who could really help me throw my spirit into the darker nature of the production. But as it stands, it's an average product that fails to live up to its possible greatness in my eyes. I'm the Rap Critic. You don't have to like my opinion, but I don't have to like your song.
Hi, I'm the Rap Critic, and this video was a Patreon request by Josh Spicer. And if you'd like to also request songs for me to review, plus get episodes early for only $1, go to my Patreon page here. So, I've never reviewed a Christian rapper before. I'm sure I've reviewed rappers that are Christian, but I don't think there's been anyone whose Christianity is integral to their musical identity. Now, for full disclosure, I actually am a Christian, but I usually don't listen to Christian versions of modern genres, usually because they sound kinda...
I love God. You don't love God? What's wrong with you?
Yeah. Seriously, look at this.
Love him, love him up. Love him up. Love him, love him, love him, love him.
This was the big Christian rap song that went viral last year. And sure, you could look at it as having a bit of fun, just doing a trap rap Christian rap song for the novelty. I mean, this isn't an actual rapper, this is one of the singers from Mary Mary. But see, it's still actively fulfilling the holier-than-thou stereotype that people have come to implicitly associate with outspoken religious folk. I mean, to say, I love God, but you don't love God? Well, what's wrong with you? That's a direct parallel of the same cutesy, condescending, but sometimes dangerously mean-spirited mentality we've seen from overzealous Christians our whole lives. And it doesn't guide people into your religion, it only serves to pat yourself on the back and make you feel good for being right. But I get it, this music isn't for you, the average person going through their struggles. No, it's quite literally preaching to the choir. It's not trying to be a light for those struggling in faith. It's a self-congratulatory circle jerk anthem for those who feel that their religion saved them from any spiritual damnation. And to all outsiders, it basically looks like, na 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 boo boo, I chose the right religion. In fact, I could say I've gotten closer to spiritual enlightenment musically through more secular artists than through Christian ones. With Christian artists, the path is a little too clear. They never really get their hands dirty in the details of their struggles with human desires. At the end of the day, they never sound like they're actually not sure that they're gonna make it into heaven, you feel me? Maybe there's some deep album cuts I'm missing, but it always sounds like they're so sure of themselves all the time. When have you heard a Christian rapper actually sound like they're struggling with their faith? I'll put it to you like this. Kendrick Lamar's stories on his last 2 albums, Good Kid, Mad City and To Pimp a Butterfly, are complex and winding, but ultimately uniquely Christian narratives that deliver their message not through the expected Christian lens, but through a human lens, facing the dark edges of life that can destroy you and pulling through them so his victory feels earned and his faith in Christ feels like it had to weather a storm to get where it is. But with Christian rap, I never truly hear that despair. That humanity that lets me know you're a fellow human lost on your way as well. I say all that to say, this week, the guy I'm reviewing, NF, he's supposed to be different. From his own mouth, he says he's not a Christian rapper. I don't know what a Christian rapper is, he says. I'm just an artist who makes music for everybody. Okay, I'm gonna call bullshit on that. Look, it's okay to say you don't label yourself as a Christian rapper, but don't play stupid and act like you just plumb don't know what Christian rap is. No, that sounds like a specific talking point passed down to him by a PR guy trying to get him out of the stigma of being a Christian rapper. But okay, this was the song requested for me to review, so this guy's gonna be different, right? Well, let's see.
Will somebody get the body bags? We're gonna put the beats in them now. Put the MCs in them, season them. Put them on a beat with me, then I'm eating them.
Oh, so this is gonna be a brag rap song.
Get away from the table, you rappers ain't hungry enough. You rappers ain't hungry like us. They talk about me like I'm here, they talk about you like you was.
Are we sure this is a Christian rapper? Well, he's been #1 on the Billboard's Christian album charts, so he has to be, right? But we're a couple lines in and he hasn't said anything about God yet. Huh. Maybe he doesn't know what a Christian rapper is.
A nurse came into my room, she told me I'm sick in the head. I'm in hip-hop, hospital bed with a pad and a pen and a brace on my neck.
So you're saying you're sick in the head as like a play on words of being like a dope rapper, but you've also got a neck injury? I just don't get how the brace around your neck has anything to do with you being a dope rapper. I mean, usually people make references to diseases or viruses when they're talking about being ill. That doesn't really translate as well if you're using a physical injury to brag about being a dope rapper. No one would say, I'm so ill, my arm is broken. That just sounds like you got beat up.
You ain't never been on my level, I got a problem with the way they keep talking and acting like everybody gonna get it, better sleep with your eyes open.
You know, people have said that this guy is Eminem light. And yeah, I kind of see it. Like, he raps kind of fast, but he doesn't really string together too many multisyllabic rhymes to make it actually impressive. And he has a little intensity in his voice, but not to the point where it's actually threatening.
You're better off playing Russian roulette than coming in the booth to me, cause I get a little bit intense. I'm like, who's next?
Like, for instance, he says here, you're better off playing Russian roulette than come in the booth with me. And I was thinking he was going to follow that up with something like, because at least in that game, there's a chance you'll survive, or something menacing like that. But no, instead he says, because I get a little bit intense and say, who's next? Is that incredible to you guys? Oh no, don't mess with him. If you do, he'll get a little bit intense when he shouts, who's next at you? I mean, it's a little rude, but it's not exactly making me run for the hills.
Them rappers that coming upon me, I cut up the ladder and I told them bye-bye. What you looking for, a high five? Nice try!
Okay, I actually like this line. Because of the cheeky kiss-off that he pulls here. Basically saying that, you know, after you cut off a ladder, one would of course reach out their hand to ask for your assistance. But here he's playfully misinterpreting the outstretched hand as a congratulatory high five for his success. Because the joke is, you couldn't possibly be reaching your hand out because you want me to help you up. Because yeah, I'm totally not gonna do that.
Do not believe everything that you read on the internet. I do not know who your dentist is, but he should clean out your mouth. Don't call me a seller.
And we're back to the lukewarm lyrics again. So, you think a dentist should clean out a guy's mouth because he called you a sellout? It's not the worst thing someone could call you. I mean, artistically, maybe, but it's not a curse word or anything. Why would you bring in the whole dentist cleaning out your mouth thing if you weren't gonna go anywhere with that? Maybe that's just me, but that sounded like a specific build-up for something. Like, maybe he was gonna say something about people who wear grills on their teeth. Or maybe he was gonna use some wordplay about crowns and relating it to being the king of hip-hop. I don't know. But to just say, your dentist should clean up your mouth because you called me a sellout, yeah, it's not really that compelling.
They like, Nay, what's it like to be famous? I'll let you know if I make it. Yeah.
Okay, so is the joke that he doesn't know that he's famous? Because he definitely is. I mean, he's got plenty of videos on YouTube that have about 1 million views each. So you can't just play dumb and act like you don't know that. Maybe if he said, I'm not famous enough yet, that'd be at least acknowledging that he doesn't feel satisfied with how far he came. Because, I mean, you have to be at least a little famous for someone to be asking you that question in the first place. Or else they wouldn't be asking you.
You know I'm real with it. Don't care if you're feeling it, I'm feeling it. You don't like it to deal with it. And if God ain't real is it?
Oh yeah, he's supposed to be a Christian rapper. I almost forgot.
I'm a doctor with no job, me, I don't have no patience.
Did you really just say that? You've got to be kidding me, right? Is this like the first rap song you've ever written? Maybe this is just because I've listened to a lot of rap songs, but the I'm like a bad doctor, I've got no patience line, yeah, that's been played out for years.
I'm like a struggling doctor, no patience.
We ain't got no patience cause we ain't no doctors.
I'm signed to the doctor, I ain't got no patience. Cause I'm like a doctor that lost his license, I got no patience.
And I am not no doctor cause I ain't got no patience.
Got no patience cause I'm not a doctor.
Hell, I thought Childish Gambino was saying it in this song specifically because it was corny, especially with how he follows it up.
Go why is you lying? Or why you Mufasa?
But here, in this NF song, nah, he was using that because he just thought this lyric would blow your mind. Look, if the turn of phrase you're using has been used as a rap lyrics 101 example of wordplay, that's not a rhyme you should insert into your I'm a badass rap song to impress me. And if this is blowing your mind, can I ask you to check out something real quick? Just go to this link. Just listen to this song. I know it's blatant promotion, but if this is blowing you away, man, oh boy, I've got some lyrics for that ass. But yeah, I just don't see what people are seeing in this guy.
Tell me what am I doing?
Honestly, I don't know. No, for real, what is he doing in this video? Like, is he supposed to be in a crashed plane? If so, it doesn't really look like that bad of a crash. There's no dead bodies or burning chairs or anything. Is it, like, still falling out of the sky? I mean, his hair is blowing, so I figured that's what's happening, but where is everybody? Is it like the Rapture? And then he pulls out big knives and chainsaws. Two things I'm pretty sure are not allowed on planes. And brandishes them, like, semi-menacingly, but he doesn't really do anything with them. He doesn't even turn on the chainsaw. He just walks with it safely by his side for a second, and then puts it down. Man, you really are Eminem light. At least he'd rev it up and wear a Jason mask every now and then. Like, hearing this music and looking at how angry he's trying to be, I feel like it's supposed to be really intense, but I'm not getting that at all here. They really want to depict him as lashing out his anger, but the most he does is pick up a chair and then put it down. And then, in the end, it was all a dream and everything was fine.
Are we on a plane?
I don't get it. What's the joke supposed to be? Has he never seen the inside of a plane before? That's not really compelling enough to be notable, which is kind of what's wrong with this whole song. You know, I didn't think I'd be doing this, but yeah, I gotta give this a 0 out of 5. I wanted to give him points for being a Christian rapper who's not just talking the same, God is great and he'll do everything and I'm so great because I love him, but it's way too nondescript to be our introduction to his struggle, and it plays way too safe to be a song about him being a lyrical badass. It's just kind of watered down and not really that interesting to me. Maybe if there was more mention of God's role in his life, that could have added some flavor to him as a unique character. But with that downplayed as well, his personality seems muted, all bark and no bite, vague mentions of struggle, but nothing intricate or concrete enough to personally connect to. If you guys find this cool, then yeah, check it out, but for me, it just doesn't pull me in enough. Well, I'm the Rap Critic. You don't have to like my opinion, but I don't have to like your song. Hey, what's up? Hello. I'm the Rap Critic, and did you hear how awkward it was for me to greet you 3 times in rapid succession? Well, not if you're on a rap song, apparently.
I'm like, hey, what's up, hello? Sent your pretty ass soon as you came in the door.
Yeah, that's always been the first thing that jumps out at me about this song, Track Queen by Fetty Wap. That's just not a thing that normally happens, unless either the girl you're talking to has 3 heads, or she's ignoring you and you're obviously not getting the hint. But that's probably not what you guys were asking when you started this video. I'm pretty sure your first question was, what the hell is a Fetty Wap? Now, apparently the Fetty is short for fettuccine, which, since fettuccine sometimes has cheese on it, is slang for cash. And wop is short for guwap, a slang switch-up of the word guap, which means money. So his name essentially means cash money. Well, points for creativity. And what's this song about? Okay, so in an interview, Fetty said that he wanted to do something unique. I just wanted to do something different. Everybody was rapping. Everybody wants to be a rapper, so I did something different. I started singing. But I didn't want to be a singer, so I did my own thing. So what's he doing here that's different?
I'm like, hey, what's up, hello? Sent your pretty ass soon as you came in the door. I just wanna chill, got a sack for us to roll.
You know, because no one's done that before. For real, when I saw that interview and heard this song, it just sounds like he might as well say, hey, I'm not that good of a rapper, so I'm half singing. But don't hold me to the standard of being a good singer, because, hey, I'm only a rapper. Man, it's times like this when I miss Biz Markie. He couldn't sing, but
you got what I need.
He obviously had no qualms about it, and you could tell that was part of the joke. Now it's like everyone can just sing badly, and instead of there being any humor or humanity in it, just code it in autotune and call it a day. And now you have yet another robotic voice on the radio. Okay, whatever. It's a song about a down-ass chick, a trap queen. A woman he can trust when he's dealing his drugs. Well, it's gotten shockingly popular, peaking at number 6 on the Billboard's Top 100, so there's gotta be something unique about this song. Maybe so many women could connect with the message of the song that it got popular with them, as Fetty discusses sharing his life with his one true love.
Married to the money, in love with the money, I ain't never letting go.
Yes. Wait, what? So he's so in love with this girl that he had to write a song about her. But hold on real quick. I gotta gloat on my money because I'm so rich. I have money, money, money. I love you, money. I love you so much that I named myself after you. Twice. Or maybe the song's just personifying money as a woman.
And like how with my baby, baby. I just left the mall, I'm getting fly with my baby, yeah.
Yeah, when I look at it like that, it sounds like he's just talking about all the things he can do with money, like getting high with the weed he can buy and shopping for nice clothes.
Man, I swear I love it how she worked the damn pole.
No, wait, no, money can't dance at a strip club. This song must be about an actual woman then, because he starts describing things that you don't normally do with money.
We just had a go talking about your Lambos. I just might snatch a Ferrari and buy my boo a Lambo.
Yeah, for instance, he seems to have this thing about buying a Lamborghini for this girl, and since he's being oddly specific about buying this type of car, I'm gonna go ahead and assume he's not just really crazy and actually plans on buying a $200,000 car in hopes of wooing a duffel bag full of money. Now, from what I can gather, this isn't even slightly that witty. It's just a song about a girl that he loves. But, you know, not nearly as much as he loves his money.
She my trap queen, let her hit the bando.
Just so you guys know, a bando is another word for an abandoned house. As in a shoddy old weather-worn dilapidated shack that people set up shop in as a place to sell crack.
You know, that's romantic.
Well, I at least appreciate his realism, although the music video could use a dose of reality.
I'll be in the kitchen cooking pies with my baby guy.
Yeah, nice cover, music video director. But I think it's safe to say Pies is just another drug reference, and not about the lovely couple taking time out of their crack cooking schedule to make baked goods.
I said hello, my track queen, cause all we know is best.
What the hell? A rap verse without half-ass singing and auto-tune over it? What is this backpack old school underground hip-hop bullshit? Skip it, I say!
I'm like, hey, what's up, hello?
That's better. Give us some more of that revolutionarily different style you were telling us about, and how you're going to stand out above the crowd. But seriously, the only thing special about this guy is that he only has one eye. Well, at least he is different in the way that he's one of the painfully very few rappers making a Thugs Need Love 2 song that's not about how he's having sex with your girlfriend like every other. Oh, goddamn!
Yeah, you hear my boy sounding like a zillion bucks on a track.
Are you the trap queen he was talking about?
Money on the wood make the game go good. Money out of sight cause fights.
I mean, I'm not against the idea, but there's gotta be a reason why they're awkwardly focusing on you like this for so long.
Put up or shut up, huh? Knit the grit.
Also, you might want to check your weed. Sounds like somebody put some extra strength NyQuil in it.
RGF Productions.
That was the slowest hype man ever. Anyways, I'd give it a 2 out of 5. It's not annoying enough to really hate, but it's spectacularly ordinary. Yeah, there's one or two lines about how he loves her because of how great she is at stripping for him, but he sounds more passionate about money and the drugs themselves than his trap queen's actual involvement with them to me. Sure, the guy doesn't care about being a top 5 rapper or anything, but the fact that it's called Trap Queen, supposedly about someone he loves, and by the tail end of the song, his focus is completely lost and just reverts into typical rap cliches about smoking weed and, of course, having sex with your girlfriend, it throws any ability for me to give a shit about the song out the window. So, I can see how you might like to sing along with it if you want, but for me, it's pretty blatantly disposable. Well, I'm the Rap Critic. You don't have to like my opinion, but I don't have to like your song. Hi, I'm the Rap Critic, and this video was requested by Donald Trump should have a cactus forcibly inserted into his rectum. Wait, that's really the name of the... Okay. And if you'd like to request a song for me to review or see videos early, go to my Patreon for more info. Well, let's talk about Rake It Up by Yo Gotti and Nicki Minaj. So what's this song about?
This strip club anthem, nigga, what's up?
Okay, so another strip club anthem about how you don't love these hoes, am I right?
I made love to a stripper.
Wait. Did this strip club anthem by a gangster rapper just start off with him talking about making love to a stripper?
We don't let them hoes. I don't let them hoes.
Rappers usually make it pretty clear they're not about making love. No mainstream rapper ever talks about taking strippers home in order to invest in deeply passionate physical expressions of love. Maybe he's doing like a Drake thing where he's like, oh girl, come here, what's your real name, not your stripper name? But with Yo Gotti,
you a bitch.
he doesn't really strike me as the sensitive rapper type. But okay, sure, Yo Gotti just happened to really hit it off with this girl at a strip club, and they're about to go back to his spot to make love.
First I had to tip him.
So you're totally making love to this woman, but you just had to pay her first. But okay, maybe he's just talking about paying her for her time when he first met her. I mean, she is working at a strip club, and maybe to be polite, he threw some cash her way.
20,000 ones.
What?
20,000 ones.
So this woman is making love to you right after you had to do the assuredly negligible task of paying her 20,000 goddamn dollars? Yeah, I don't think this woman has love on the brain if you have to give her half of most people's yearly income just to get her to come home with you. Like, I get lacing a chick, being her sugar daddy, whatever. But in that case, you know what that's about. She wants money, you want sex. It's clear there's no love involved. But he specifically said, making love to her. That's not really a phrase rappers use lightly. So for him to say it here, it sounds like dude is straight up delusional. Like he's really thinking, oh yeah, we totally made passionate love in a way that showed me how much he cares about me and sees past all my faults and shortcomings. A decision that was in no way influenced by the fact that I literally just paid her rent for the next 2 years.
She said, I'm that nigga. I said, I'm that nigga, bitch, I already know it.
Wait, you didn't let her finish. She was going to say, you're that nigga who was dumb enough to believe that having sex with someone who just gave you $20,000 must mean you're in love with them.
She said, pay for the pussy, pay for the pussy. Hey, wait for the pussy, wait for the pussy.
Wait for what? You paid her for sex, and then you have sex with her. Why is there a waiting period? What, are you waiting for her to deposit the money into her bank account? Well, I guess given that strip clubs aren't usually open during banking hours, I guess it would take a while to deposit 20,000 $1 bills into an ATM.
Ask God to forgive me, cause I pray for the pussy, pray for the pussy.
Okay, now you really sound desperate. God, please let one of these strippers want to have sex with me. I can't seem to get the attention of any woman whose job isn't centered around boosting the male ego. Or maybe he's saying, oh, I'm praying for the pussy because I'm gonna beat it up so bad. Yeah, sure.
Well, I'm the dope boy, the one they talking about.
No, they're not.
All these gossiping ass niggas got my name in their mouth.
That's not even slightly true. I mean, am I wrong? What's the latest news story you've heard about Yo Gotti? He's not really that compelling of an artist. He's sort of in that lane with French Montana and Flo Rida as mainstream rappers who have actually been around for a while now, but, you know, not that you'd have any reason to notice. The most interesting thing he's done so far is down in the DM, where he sounded like he might have been talking about a woman posting a picture of her poop.
I seen your girl post a BM, so I hit her in the DM.
But then you hear the W in the background, and you're like, oh, he's not saying he's hitting on her because she posted a picture of her poop. He's hitting on her because she posted a picture of her car. I mean, it's definitely better than the poop scenario, but it's still a little confusing. Like, what about her posting a picture of her car is leading you to think she wants sex? And how exactly are you planning on making that segue? Hey, girl, that's a pretty sick ride you got there. Wanna see my dick? The sad part is that probably is most women's experience online. But okay, at least that song was about something, hitting up girls on social media. It's a topic that has some specificity, it stands out, as opposed to most of his stuff, which is the same old, I have money, I fuck bitches shtick with as little creativity as possible.
I come with bad weather, they say I'm a storm.
Like, just the delivery of that line. Did even he sound interested in what he just said?
We won't never write no statement, we ain't showing up in court.
If you're ever summoned to court, you should probably show up to court. The judiciary system isn't like the cops in GTA 5, where if you just stay away from them long enough, they'll stop noticing you. Oh, and you know what's funny that I mentioned Yo Gotti not being creative? Because in the third verse, I think he actually does try to get creative with his insults, but they kind of fall flat.
We don't do no rumors, we don't pay no shooters. You a little bitty bitch, you should work at Hooters.
Like, how is that supposed to be insulting? You hear the tone of his voice, right? That was supposed to be an insult. But how is saying you should work at a place that hires attractive women supposed to hurt someone's feelings? And even more confusing, if you listen to the context of the verse, it doesn't even sound like he's talking to a woman. It sounds like he's talking to a dude.
You a bitch, and your bitch should expose you. All that pillow talking, nigga, dealt with the hoes, do you?
So for him to follow that up with,
you little bitty bitch, you should work at Hooters.
It feels like he's saying, hey, you got a cute face, thin waist, and ample bosom. You should work at a place where someone will pay you for having those things. Got him.
You a old hater. You a fucking cougar.
A cougar. You realize cougar doesn't just mean old person, right? Like, it specifically means a hot older woman who's looking for sex with younger men. Like, What the fuck?
Hey, you're just hating on my music. You're the type of hater who has sex with younger men.
I hardly think my sexual preferences are related to this argument. Oh yeah, and then there's Nicki Minaj, who...
Brought out the pink Lamborghini, just a race with China. Brought the race to China, just a race in China. Bad Trini bitch, but she mixed with China. Real thick vagina, smuggle bricks to China.
Fucking fascinating. This is where Nicki Minaj is right now. What the fuck is she doing? Like, is she trying to appeal to a wider international market? Like those summer blockbuster movies that have scenes in Hong Kong because they know that's where a lot of their money comes from? That has to be the motivation for this, right? Because it damn sure couldn't have been inspired by some genuine spark of creative energy. I mean, could you possibly think of anything less interesting than rhyming China with China 5 times?
Nickname is Nicki, but my name ain't Nicole.
You decided to end your verse like the exclamation point at the end of your flow, with the beat dropping out to accentuate the point of what you're saying by saying, my name is Nicki, but it's not short for Nicole because it's Onika. Whoa, you better look out, because I can't even fake enthusiasm. I just don't care anymore. Well, overall, I give this a 0 out of 5. God, this is bad. It's somehow both too simplistic and too confusing. As like I said, some lines are inexplicable in what they're trying to say, as well as the beat being nondescript and uneventful. Like, I'd say it's perfectly bland, if not for the lyrics about making love to strippers after spending an alarming amount of money on them, and Nicki Minaj feeling it important to remind you of what her name isn't. I just don't see how people can enjoy this. Even as a strip club anthem, it's pretty low in energy and sexual allure, so even in that sense, I can't see it really complimenting that atmosphere. It's just that perfect level of boring that doesn't prompt people to change the channel when they hear it on the radio, I guess. Well, I'm the Rap Critic, and you don't have to like my opinion, but I don't have to like your song. Hi, I'm the Rap Critic, and let's get this out of the way now. Kanye has been lately producing music that critics have had a hard time giving praise to amidst his bafflingly ignorant analyzing and deconstructing these awkward messages afterwards. He's decided to use passive euphemisms that obscure the actual issues people others want to ignore the controversy and stick strictly to the musicians. It's inescapable that an artist's music is directly about an artist, so to critique their work inherently involves incorporating that controversy in some way. And what is that? What did I say? Punchline? Okay, we'll see what that is when it gets here. But anyways, what I'm trying to say is, if I can just be blunt about this, I think some people just straight up still like his music. And they hate that they can't just like it now without doing so being considered a political act that may not align with their thinking, or may align with their thinking, but in ways that they've never been confronted about before. And if that person is you, and so far you've begrudgingly remained a fan because the music was good, then I've got some great news. His latest song is really bad.
You're such a fucking hoe. I love it.
That's right, folks. Wonder no more about whether you're being overly critical of him because of his public persona, or underly critical of him because you're a fan and want to buck back against what you feel is unfair treatment. Nope, in this case, this is just bad.
I'm a sick fuck, I like a quick fuck. I'm a sick fuck, I like a quick fuck. I'm a sick fuck, I like a quick fuck.
There's absolutely nothing to defend here. There's no clever lyrics, no infectious hook, just Kanye doing the lowest common denominator type sex jam with a fly-by-night rapper, open and shut case. The video isn't even that interesting. Yeah, they do the Roblox suits, but that's pretty much it. The only thing this video is about is two guys in overly big suits following a giant woman around begging for sex like starving cats. It literally goes nowhere else. The thumbnail for the video is basically all you needed to see. Like, that's it? That's all you were gonna take this visually? I feel like I'm watching 1/3 of an interesting Spike Jonze video. Whoa, wait a minute. Are those actual women in the background? At first I thought they were just statues, but no, they're moving. Those are actual naked chicks chilling in the walls like living room art, bound in submissive positions in pink nylon. I'll get back to that in a second. Concerning the song, though, the only thing that I really like about it is the sample to Del Givens part. I mean, it's just cool in general to see a queen of comedy show up in a rap song and in the video, but also what she's saying kind of prepared me for what I thought was going to be a more interesting song.
You know, all day they couldn't say the shit they wanted to say. They had the fake orgasms and shit. We can tell niggas today, hey, I wanna come, motherfucker.
See, this starts off with a good premise. Framing sex as something that not only women want, but something that they also want to feel good while doing. And this isn't a sentiment showing up on a woman's song like a TLC track, it's showing up on a song by two men. And sampling Adele here plainly illustrates the frustration lots of women have historically been dealing with in their relationships, having sex with guys who don't care about making sure they get off too. And here's Adele proudly stating, no, we're not gonna keep pretending that we don't care about having our emotions neglected. And while that works on its own as a strong declarative statement, it's then followed by,
you're such a fucking hoe.
I love it.
And he kind of throws away the credit I was trying to give it.
Fuck that bitch up out in London. Then I fucked up on her cousin or her sister. I don't know nothing.
Like, the sample brings up an issue of women having their sexual desires repressed. Meanwhile, Lil Pump gives so little of a shit about the women in his life, he can't remember which relative of the girl he's fucking that he fucked. That made sense, right? The tonal shifts are confusing is what I'm trying to say. And the line's okay for what it is, just a joke on how he gets so much ass he can't be bothered to remember who's who, but I'd be more willing to give it more points if he hadn't already done the same basic joke on his biggest song from last year.
I fuck a bitch, I forgot her name.
Which was oddly followed by a completely left field reference to her being a coke addict.
My bitch love do cocaine, ooh.
Which strangely shows up here too.
Smoke, perp, sip, and drink. Ooh, fuck, she take lines.
And each time there's no real importance to it. It's just brought up with no joke or interesting take on it. It's just treated like this vaguely notable absurdity that just goes nowhere.
And my niggas getting ignorant like a lighter, bitch, we ignorant.
And, well, it's almost like wordplay. Because you see, ignorant almost sounds like ignite, but, you know, it still doesn't. And even then, that's even worse, because ultimately you just rhymed ignorant with ignorant.
You're such a fucking hoe, I love it. Your boyfriend is a dork, make loving.
Oh, hey, speaking of which, is that punchline we saw coming a mile away. Glad you could join us.
You're such a fucking hoe. When the first time they asked you want sparkling or still? Are you trying to act like you was drinking sparkling water before you came out here?
Okay, see, this line is supposed to be mocking women who come from a lower class, and maybe don't know much about customs in other parts of the country or the world. And hey, maybe she didn't know what sparkling water was, and pretended like she did in order to not look ignorant. But I don't know, that doesn't seem like the worst thing in the world to call someone out for. I'm sure a lot of people just don't know about sparkling water, but probably have to hide the fact when they find out because bougie people like you make fun of them for not knowing everything you do. And maybe I'm being a little too analytical here, but I'm the fucking rap critic, it's what you're here for. But I've noticed something when it comes to a lot of these sex songs. There seems to be less of an emphasis on pleasing women as much as just having them. When it comes to bragging about chicks, the subject matter typically comes down to I have more girls than you. Or this girl gives off some blowjobs.
I like my dick suck, I buy you a sick truck, I buy you some new tits, I get you that nip tuck.
But hey, looking at these lyrics, maybe the song is about more than just Kanye West being led by his dick. It's also exposing how this causes him to make costly decisions like paying for women's cars and plastic surgery just because they have sex with you. And
how you start a family, the condom slipped up.
I guess this is like almost commentary in a way. Although this is kind of an awkward sentiment for someone with kids to be saying out loud like this. But I mean, it's your song, Kanye. You decided to put these lyrics in there, so I just feel like you confessing some shit you don't need to be confessing in public, bro. But maybe that's what this video and song are supposed to be about. This is an unfiltered look into the rich, sex-obsessed men whose cash flow allows them access to a limitless supply of beautiful women who'll sleep with them for a price. And as he treats them like objects, it explains the real women being used as decoration in the background. These women are just trophies, things to collect and be proud of for having. But at the same time, he's following this woman around, who's much bigger than him. A brash, confrontational woman that he's constantly begging for sex.
I like that hoe shit, I wanna hear more shit, I like the hoe shit.
And it's interesting in this case that the woman he's following around is an older, confrontational black woman. And wait, doesn't that chain say Donda on it? And isn't that Kanye's mother's name? And if this video is about his relationship with women, wouldn't this video also kind of be exploring the... Whoa, let's stop that line of thinking right there. I am not well versed enough in psychology to go down that rabbit hole. But concerning his relationships with women as sexual conquests, ironically, this video's visual representation is oddly emasculating. He's not a dominating presence, he's a toy, a small plaything being used for his cash by beautiful women, sinking millions into keeping them pretty and financing their decadent lifestyles in exchange for sex.
I like my dick suck, I buy you a sick truck, I buy you some new tits, I get you that nip tuck.
And I'm now learning that this video was revealed at the first annual Pornhub Awards last month. Well, sounds appropriate enough, I guess. And this isn't a condemnation of pornography. I mean it strictly in terms of how these guys view women. They have no real interest in them outside of sex and seem to have a contentious relationship with women at best, marked by moments like this.
Send me some more shit, you trifling hoe, bitch.
You're such a fucking hoe.
Yeah, what was that interaction about? I mean, like anyone else, I'm assuming that if it's a sex song, sure, you're gonna say derogatory words to the person you're having sex with, so it's not like calling her a bitch or a hoe is in and of itself a marker that he hates her, but it's the specific intensity with which he says it here, followed by her angry reaction and his sheepish shirt collar tugging look he gives afterwards. And I'd never mind it, but a similar moment happens in the middle of the video.
You're such a fucking hoe, I love it.
such a
It's almost like he got caught showing some deeper contempt through his words, but instead of owning up to it or confronting it, there's a weird sidestep he does where he just kind of goes back into bobbing along to the music as if he just wants to let time distance himself away from that awkward moment. Now, I talked to a close friend about this video and he actually had a theory. See, maybe the meatheadedness of Kanye and Lil Pump's verses are more related to Adele's sample than I might have thought. Maybe the women in the walls are the women he's been able to have sex with, women who are willing to do what they want because of their fortune and fame. But the reason this woman is so huge and Kanye and Pump are so enthralled with her is because she's willing to put her foot down and not settle for dudes who can't please her. Kanye and Pump, being the kind of dudes who can just get any women using their money, have never dealt with a woman that doesn't care about money and favors actual fulfillment.
I wanna come, motherfucker.
On a physical level, at the very least. So to them, she's some unattainable monolith of sexuality, and the only way they can think to describe a woman being discerning about her sexual needs is by calling her a hoe, which makes for an interesting idea for the video. But unfortunately, as far as the song itself is concerned, instead of really doing anything with that, it just becomes an unexplored topic on an overall underbaked concept. Nah, give it a 1 out of 5. Like I said, the Adele sample is inspired, but other than that, it basically sounds like the Rack City beat with honestly worse raps. I can't believe I'm saying this, but I'd rather listen to a Tyga song than this one.
Get your grandma on my dick.
Yeah, okay, alright, never mind. I was being hyperbolic, but the point is, this is definitely one of the worst songs Kanye has ever made. Any engaging subject matter introduced by the sample gets squandered for the rest of the video in service of being just another brainless, dick-wagging frat boy sex anthem that you'd have to take to an ironic extreme to be able to even enjoy it, at least for me anyways. It just feels empty, rushed, and careless, and no, I don't love it. And just as Kanye shuffled away from being confronted in this video, so am I gonna shuffle the fuck away from this unfinished mess of a song. Well, I'm the rap critic. You don't have to like my opinion, but I do not have to like your song. Hey, thanks for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell if you like my stuff. You know the whole self-promotion thing we have to do to keep the show running. Check out my Redbubble if you want to get Rap Critic merch. Go to my Patreon to see episodes early, make requests, and join in on my Discord streams, which will be a special treat for patrons when I start doing live streams on Twitch. So check out all that fun stuff, and I'll catch you later.
Hi, I'm the Rap Critic. Okay, so I'm looking at the rap charts last week, trying to figure out what to review. And I gotta say, I'm kinda happy with the top 5. Holy Grail's not too bad of a song, and it's #1. And the next 3 slots are taken up by all 3 of Macklemore's singles, Same Love being #2, which is awesome. Now, what song rounds out the top 5 of this list? A song called Gas Pedal by Sage the Gemini, featuring Iamsu? So, this guy's on a short list of rappers who thought it would be a good idea to have their rap name be a short sentence. Isn't that right, Soulja Boy? Tell him. Well, tell him. But for real, who is this Sage the Gemini, and why is this song so high on the charts? Can't be name recognition because I don't know anyone who's heard of him before. In fact, I haven't even heard this song before, but hey, if it's this high, the guy must have a real explosive single on his hands. Let me check it out real quick. Well, that was terrible. Let's make fun of it. Ever get the feeling rappers are taking themselves way too seriously? No, yeah, this cheesy 4-note beat was totally worthy of that ominous intro.
Holy shit.
I guarantee you nothing in this song warrants that much enthusiasm.
Slow down, grab the wall, wiggle like you tryna make your ass fall off. Hella thick, I wanna smash them all now. Speed up, gas pedal, gas pedal, gas pedal, gas pedal, gas pedal.
Remember when I said nothing in this song warrants that much enthusiasm? Yeah, apparently Sage feels the same way. But really, are we still doing this drain the energy from your voice in order to sound cool thing? Because there's a difference between sounding like you're really cool, calm, and in charge, and sounding like you're just really bored.
Slow down, grab the wall, wiggle like you're tryna make your ass fall off.
Do you even want to be here right now? Because I don't need my party song sounding like a mandatory activity that you're trying to get over with as soon as possible. At least when Tech 9 puts on his serious voice, he still lets you know that whatever he's doing, he's liking it.
And drinking, and smoking, and humping, and liking it.
With this chorus, I just get the feeling like he's trying to sound all mature and unaffected by the very idea of fun, which tends to be the wrong vibe, because the one person I don't want to hang out with at a party is the douchebag who wants to act like he's too good to show an emotion beyond, maybe if I act like I don't care about anything, I could trick girls into thinking I'm interesting. He does pick up some energy in the verses though, but by then, the spiritless tone of the music's already taken precedent.
Black money, let them hoes say amen. I'm just trying to make it clear, boy, Ray-Bans.
Sunglasses don't improve your eyesight. They actually make things dimmer. I suppose he could be talking about the branch of that company that makes eyeglasses, but that's not usually what people think of when you say Ray-Bans. Also, you tried to rhyme Ray-Bans with amen, so no points for you.
I'm a great man.
Who are you really trying to convince Sage the Gemini? Me or your Dungeons & Dragons rap name?
Play a whole late night DJ, man.
Huh. I figured a golf pun would be in order for that play on words.
I'm S-A-G-E, who would like to know?
Nobody in about 3 months.
B545, large me in your throat. West side, baby, do what you do. And you gotta tell what that shit do.
What's funny is that the first line here just sounds like a setup line. You know, like when someone thinks of a cool punchline, but they can't find a clever way to set it up in the lyric before it, so they just insert a throwaway line that rhymes with the funnier following punchline. Except here, it's like he somehow forgot what that punchline was and just set another filler line in its place. Which is great, because we now have 2 lines that aren't interesting.
I do mad cause I spoon, but I don't give a fork. Silverware, nigga, out if he acting a poor sport.
You know, I would give this line some credit. If he didn't rhyme fork with spork and used poor spork as a crappy wordplay for poor sport, and initially tried to justify his wordplay by awkwardly starting it with an out-of-place lyric where he brags about how dudes are mad that he spoons. I mean, does spooning mean something else where this guy's from? Because as far as I can tell, he's bragging about guys being jealous of his cuddling abilities. Also, I gotta ask real quick, does anyone see a problem with the girls in this music video? Namely that they, look, I'm not asking for you to show hardcore twerking or anything, but for goodness sake, this is a music video for a song about girls shaking their asses. At least make it look like somebody might want to dance to this. I mean, when you show all these girls in dark lighting and posing like mannequins, I can't help but feel that it sends an even worse message. Like, these girls aren't even allowed to have enough autonomy to at least look as if they're having a good time. They can only be these sexy, expressionless trophies that he has in his collection. Say what you want about music videos with girls in bikinis at backyard pools, at least it fits the mood. This overall is trying way too hard to be dark. You're a music video for a song about girls' butts. Lighten up. No, seriously, I can barely make out what's happening in this video. Well, anyway, Sage's verse is over, and now it's time for a boy named Sue to spit his verse.
She a trick for a dollar bill, and a boyfriend a bitch calling Tyler Perry.
Wow, even you sound disappointed in that lyric. Like, yeah, I didn't even try to rhyme that.
I'm in the black bat looking scary. On my way to the cake, no bakery. Oops, bakery.
Oh god, I hate it when rappers do that. Acknowledging that they said a word that almost rhymed with the line before it, but instead of erasing it and starting again, they mispronounce it and then acknowledge their laziness with a cute little, oops, I meant to say this, tee-hee, and then continue the rhyme from there. I remember Method Man used to do this sometimes.
To the 1-6, ooh, I mean, oh, check the wicked flows, I deliver, oops, I mean deliver.
Oh yeah, and some other guy did it sometimes too.
Nylon, oops, I meant nylon. Oh, hate them, oops, I meant have them. Hey, Vic, oops, I meant have Vic. And like a paraplegia, or paraplegic. Asinine, damn, I mean, asinine.
Oops, bakery, never been no faking me. Lead her to the bathroom, she asking me where you taking me. Tell her slow down, baby. I'm too turned up, it's finna go down, baby.
Wait, why are you telling her to slow down? She's the one trying to figure out where you're going. As well, I love how his response to her question is basically, sorry, I'm too turned up. We have to have sex in this disgusting club bathroom. There ain't no other option.
When you hit the stage and people do a 180.
Are you still talking to that chick? Because you've given us no reason not to think you're still talking to that chick. And you seem to be insulting her.
You niggas so fugazi, got a white bitch with me, call that hoe Slim Shady,
Would your first name happen to be Stan? No, for real, what man refers to an attractive woman as a dude in any way, shape, or form? And furthermore, why Slim Shady? Are there honestly no other famous white celebrities you could think of? Because I think you're skipping a lot of details that go into people's heads when they hear someone make a comparison between two things. Because when you say that a girl reminds you of Eminem, the first thing I think is, what, is she some crazy chick who bashes gay people and has fantasies about killing her girlfriend? I mean, really, why him? Just because he's white and the girl you're talking about is white? Screw it then, why stop there? Just go all out with it. My chick's white, real white, Adolf Hitler. Okay, I think I'm done here. Overall, I give this song a 0 out of 5. To me, it feels like these guys are just, like, a step below being genuinely clever. Like, they flirt with the idea of making puns that work, but there's just a fundamental misunderstanding of how their wordplay is actually affecting the listener that makes their attempts awkward and unintentionally funny as soon as you so much as take a second glance at it. And furthermore, I don't think...
Real. She got a booty so big, it's like a Ferris wheel. Yo, little mama got...
What the hell is going on in this video? Why is she wearing that thing on her face? What is that thing on her face?
Real, she got a booty so big, it's like a Ferris wheel. Slow down, grab the wall.
Didn't I say something about how these girls were nothing more than mannequins to him? Yeah.
Gas pedal, gas pedal, gas pedal, gas pedal, gas.
Well, I got my wish of wanting to see someone dance in this video.
Gas pedal, gas pedal.
Anyway, I'm the rap critic. You don't have to like my opinion, but I miss when rappers didn't hide their sexual objectification behind artistic pretentiousness. Hi, I'm the rap critic. Let's stop talking about Chris Brown. Let's talk about someone else. Anyone else. What's top 5 on the rap charts?
It's going down. I'm yelling timber.
Still? Oh, already reviewed that.
My nigga, my nigga. My nigga, my nigga. My motherfucking nigga.
I wanted the fame, but not the cover of Newsweek.
I need to lay off Eminem for a while. Who else?
I'm motherfucking. I just put a 40 on my wrist just like a bus. I just put 10,000 on my bitch just like a bus.
As soon as I figure out what he's saying, I'll get back to you. Oh man, nothing to review on the rap charts. Well, what's on the pop charts that has featured rappers on it? Fine, let's talk about Loyal by Chris Brown.
Thought it was over.
I kinda hoped.
When a rich nigga wants you, and your nigga can't do nothing for you.
Wait.
I know these hoes ain't right.
These hoes ain't loyal.
Didn't I just review a song about women cheating on their boyfriends? But hold up, maybe I'm just too stricken by the similarities between the two songs to make a fair judgment. I should judge the song on its own merit and not directly compare it to another song that I didn't like. I should try to look at it with fresh eyes. Okay, my palate's cleansed. Hit me, Chris Brown. Oh, damn it.
I wasn't born last night.
Oh wait, the song starts with a verse from Lil Wayne first, because of course it does.
I know these hoes ain't right.
I think women are evil, but oddly enough, they're my biggest fan base. Life is stupid like that.
But you was blowing up her phone last night, but she ain't have a ring or not her ring on last night. Ooh.
A quick service announcement to all men out there. If you just found out that your girlfriend cheated on you, do not turn to the hip-hop station on your radio. Oh man, I can't believe my girl would be so unfaithful. I gotta listen to some music to just get my mind off of things.
That's why I fucked your bitch, you fat.
All I can fuck your bitch.
Yeah, we getting turned up. We getting turned up. We getting turned up while we're having sex with someone else's wife. We getting turned up. We getting turned up. Relationships.
Why give a bitch an inch when she rather have 9?
Ah, some kind of clever wordplay. See, if you're gonna be a douchebag, at least be funny about it. Oh, okay, so what else you got?
You know how the game goes, she be mine by halftime.
Okay, you get a point for continuing some serviceable lyrics.
I'm the shit, oh.
No more poop jokes, Lil Wayne.
I'm the shit, get the fuck up out my toilet. I'm the hardest shit, go in your ass and search. I'm on some shit, ain't even came out the ass yet. Baby, I'm the shit, that's the only thing you smell around me. Baby, I'm the shit, so can you bring me some tissue?
So you know I shit is on the bitch.
I'm poo-poo, meaning I'm the shit on you turn. She say, don't you the shit, you need your ass right. Cause I was leaving skid marks on everywhere I sit, and I'm shitting on them like 2 girls in 1 cup. I'm the shit, and you just a maggot on the tissue. Boy, I talk shit like I swallowed a bathroom. Dear Mr. Toilet, I'm the shit.
You've referred to yourself as species so much, and in so many descriptively disgusting ways, my mind doesn't even register that it's supposed to be a euphemism for being awesome anymore. It just sounds like you're actually bragging about being human waste. And I will ignore the low-hanging fruit that stems from you actually referring to yourself as human waste in order to say Wayne. There's no more humor in it. You've thoroughly deconstructed all various angles at which one can extract references to crap in relation to complimenting oneself. I beg you, give it a rest. But since he set it up, you know he's gonna say it. So go ahead, Wayne. Compel us with your latest comparison to defecation.
I'm the shit, oh, nigga, that's that nerve.
Wait, no poop joke? No worn out, tired, uninspired wordplay about doo-doo?
I'm the shit, oh, nigga, that's that nerve. You all about her and she all about hers.
Wow, I gotta say, I respect that. It's almost like he's growing as an artist. Now let's get back to the topic of disrespecting women.
Birdman Jr. and this bitch, no flamingos, and I done did every day but trust these hoes.
Hey, Wayne, about not trusting these hoes, as it were, don't you have 4 kids with 4 different women? I mean, I know that's a little personal, but if you've got 4 kids with 4 different baby mamas, that would suggest you've trusted quite a few hoes, particularly with birth control options. Oh, I'm sorry, I was being thoughtlessly disrespectful to the mothers of his children. What were we talking about again?
These hoes ain't right.
Yeah. But I should give these guys the benefit of a doubt. And you know why? Because these guys live in a different world than I do. Let me explain. Okay, these guys are rich, and money attracts people. But that doesn't mean it necessarily attracts better people, it just attracts more people. And the simple fact is, a lot of people are douchebags, especially those who think they can get over on people with money. But where guys who are douchebags can only do so much when it comes to trying to get money from them, women have the persuasive advantage of sexuality on their side, which no doubt makes the request for money and material items a little harder to resist. In fact, the duplicitous nature of these scandalous women is further exacerbated by knowing that some of them have boyfriends that they're completely willing to cheat on without a second thought in order to achieve their shallow goals. And so, this song is made with that disgust in mind. Scoffing at women who would sink so low as to betray the trust of a lover in exchange for diamonds and fancy clothes. That's a sentiment I guess I can get behind.
Took a broke nigga bitch.
Wait, so you're the one who's actively trying to have sex with her?
When a rich nigga want you, baby.
Well then you suck too! In fact, who the hell are you to judge her? Seriously, you diss these women for being shallow because she's only interested in your money? But how much better are you since you're only interested in her body? Both of you are equally shallow jackwagons because you both know that there's someone who's going to be hurt by what you're doing, and you seem to revel in that fact. And you know what? Maybe you could have justified this somewhat by adding in some lines about how her boyfriend cheated on her and she's getting revenge, or maybe he hasn't been home a lot and she just wanted to be intimate with someone again. But nope, she's just a hoe who trades sex for the chance that you'll spend money on her.
Took a broke nigga bitch. I can make a broke bitch rich, but I don't fuck with broke bitches.
So you took someone's girl and you said that you could make her rich, but you don't mess with broke girls. So did you not do the thing you just said you did? Because I'm pretty sure taking someone's girl counts as messing with them. Okay, there's another possible interpretation of this awkwardly worded lyric. Ultimately, he's saying that he only talks to girls who have their own money. And since these girls he exclusively talks to are already financially stable, that eliminates the chances of them being gold diggers. And, you know, maybe then he can meet girls that are only interested in him because of his sweet, kind, loving personality. Oh god, that's too funny.
Got a white girl with some fake titties.
And I'm sure you're interested in her sweet, kind, loving personality.
She wanna see a nigga trap.
Yeah?
She wanna fuck all the rappers.
What was that part about girls with big boobs trying to get you trapped? Well, maybe he's just talking about the type of girls I mentioned before that only use sex in order to influence guys to get them fancy clothes and whatnot. But wait, you just made it clear that you don't mess with broke women. I'm pretty sure most broke girls can't afford breast implants, especially not with broke boyfriends, so like you said, you only talk to rich girls, the type of girls that don't need your money. So which is it, Chris? Girls who are already rich and don't need your money, or girls who want to exploit your exploitation of them? Or lack of proofreading? Or maybe he's saying something else there. Maybe he's saying that she wants to see him trapped, like trapping, you know, the latest metaphor for selling drugs. Well, in that case, ma'am, you're fresh out of luck because Chris Brown is not a rapper and he damn sure doesn't sell drugs. Speaking of which, though, isn't there another rapper on the song that we have to get through? Maybe he'll lend some cohesive story and give some focus to this song.
Okay, let's talk about this ice that I'm carrying.
Yeah, let's not.
Come on, girl, why you frontin'? Baby, show me something.
Hold on.
When I call her, she gon' leave. And I bet that bottom dollar she gon' cheat.
Are you sure about that?
Come on, girl, why you frontin'? Baby, show me something.
Well, if so, why does it sound like you're begging her? I mean, you could say she's teasing him or something, but that doesn't exactly match up to the rest of the song, where he painted himself as being such a dominant alpha male who took charge of the situation. Women just couldn't help but throw themselves at his feet. I mean, he seemed pretty confident in his thesis statement.
These hoes ain't loyal.
So why all of a sudden is he having a hard time with her?
These hoes ain't loyal.
I swear they're not. She's gonna call back. Just give it a second. Seriously, it doesn't sound like things are working out too well for him. So when I hear this...
Come on, girl, why you frontin'? Baby, show me something. You done spent your bread on her, and it's all for nothing.
He sounds like the bad guy in a movie who thinks the love interest is going to double-cross the hero, but doesn't realize that's not gonna happen. Ha 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 ha! After all the love and affection you gave her, you didn't realize that Catherine was on my side the entire time. Take him down. I said she was on my side the entire time. Take him down. Well, anyways, my ultimate problem with this song is that, and let me explain here, it's not very catchy. But where the production would usually make up for that in these type of songs, here it's just kind of limp and inoffensive and awkwardly unfitting for the topic of the song, which I have no choice but to pay close attention to. And what's revealed is a bunch of jackasses without morals and writing that doesn't showcase a lot of consistency. One minute he's taking broke girls from broke men, and the next he doesn't like broke girls because they're shallow and materialistic. All the while, the only thing he wants to do is have sex with them. It's spiteful, hateful, and oddly enough tries to act like it's okay. Almost as if he doesn't realize exactly how spiteful and hateful it is. You know, I think another problem I have is that usually these type of songs about cheating on your boyfriend are justified by something intimate being wrong with the relationship, like the girl wasn't being treated with respect, or hell, he wasn't listening to her in the bedroom, you know? There's something primal or emotional that's not being responded to due to negligence on the part of the man in question that the singer's taking over for. But here, the only flaw on the part of the other man that's addressed is he doesn't have enough money. Which, needless to say, isn't exactly that much of a character flaw. At least not to my not rich brain. I don't know, maybe to rich people being poor is the equivalent of drowning puppies. So I have to ask, who is this song for? He doesn't really seem interested in pleasing the girl sexually or emotionally, which lets me know that the song can't be for the ladies, aside from the fact that he's called every woman he knows a whore. But it can't be for the fellas, because they never address the other man in the third person. Make no mistake, they're talking to you, the listener with the girlfriend. So I have no choice but to assume this song is purely for terrible people who wish to align with this sort of thinking and sing along with it while they're cheating on their spouses. Which, I guess those people have to have their music too. But even so, these guys are so wrapped up in themselves, they never really try to make it appealing to the listener. They just kind of put out this dickish personality as is and expect you to think it's cool on principle, not giving a second thought on how to actually present their personas. And I just don't like it. I'd give this a rating, but that would be validating Chris Brown as a rapper, which I'm not going to do. Well, I'm the rap critic. Most of the time. You don't have to like my... But wait, rap critic, you might be saying at home, aren't there two other versions of the song? There's one with French Montana, and there's one with Too Short, a West Coast and an East Coast version. You should review those too. No, I shouldn't.
Hi, I'm the rap critic, and... man, you ever find an artist so bad in a subgenre that you don't typically enjoy that it makes you think twice about the other artists in that subgenre that you don't enjoy? Like, you see what their style of music would be like without that element that makes them unique? I mean, dislike Young Thug, sure, but he has a weirdly interesting timbre in his delivery. And dislike Lil Uzi Vert, but he at least sometimes evokes dark, offbeat imagery. And dislike Lil Yachty, but, I don't know, it seems nice sometimes. Nicer than Joe Budden. But the point is, they have some sort of charm about them. But man, I just gotta say it. Sheck Wes is... full stop horrible. I don't want to listen to this shit.
I got hoes calling a young nigga phone.
Like, I'm calling it right now. This is mumble rap phoned in.
I be ballin' like a motherfucking pro. I be ballin' like my nigga Mo. Sheck Wes, I ain't a motherfucking joke.
And for a genre that's not that high maintenance, that's saying a lot. I remember first looking up the lyrics and being shocked at just how few there were. It just dragged so much as a song, I guess I just could have sworn there were more lyrics in it. But no, this is turn my swag on levels of wasting time.
Turn my swag on.
One thing I've realized is that I don't like it when people don't care. And a clunky freestyle that repeats one mind-numbingly simple melody in what sounds at first listen like only two real lyrics, yeah, that definitely sounds like you don't care. And just so you know, I'm not someone who automatically docks points away from something just because of repetition. I mean, songs have choruses and they repeat, I understand that. But I've noticed that my annoyance with a repetitive chorus is usually related to the importance behind what's being repeated. Like if it's something that's heartfelt or even something that's just fun or interesting or exciting, I can be on board with it. But you can't act like this is interesting.
I got hoes calling a young nigga phone.
Word? Do you have access to a not insignificant amount of very attractive women? Are you that groundbreaking new rapper who's taking on the oft-negated task of creating generic hype songs about having sex and money? You know, the one where you say, hey, what's up, hello to your broad from Atlanta? The one where you say you've got no type, but it's always a girl with an ass that sits like a horse? Yeah, you remember that one? Oh, and let me guess, there's gonna be the inevitable lyric about having sex with my...
fucked your hoe.
Yeah, right on schedule.
And she ain't even let you know.
As opposed to the woman who cheats on her man and would tell him about it? I mean, not telling your significant other who you had sex with behind their back. I mean, that seems like a pretty common next step amongst the type of people who would do that. Now, of course, on a meta level, I understand why this unimportant lyric is here. It was an easy line to follow up the line about having sex with your girlfriend. And this easy as hell songwriting occurs here because, well, this song as a whole was a freestyled one-shot take. And it really shows.
Steph West, stay with the fucking pole. You
You know, when a critic turns up his nose at a decidedly simpler form of entertainment, oftentimes layman audiences grow weary of their long, drawn-out critical tongue lashings. It's the critic who's oh so proud to tell you that, hey, that big-budget blockbuster underperforms as a piece of art. And he would know that because he regularly engages with cinema that transcends regular convention. But as I listen to Sheck Wes, my reaction isn't one of tut-tutting an artist for not creating labyrinthine layers of complex metaphors or mind-rattlingly incredible punchlines. Because, you see, at the heart of my long-winded disdain stems one main idea. This song is boring! It's so freaking boring! Like, these lyrics aren't interesting at all! I've got a poll and you will get polled. Uh-oh, you needed both of those long, drawn-out fucking lines just to say that shit?
Call me Drake, hot nigga oh, fuck.
What?
Shit! Bitch!
Uh-oh.
Yeah, Sheck Wes and I'm getting really rich.
Uh-oh.
See how I got it cause I'm really with the shit.
Yeah, what was that?
See me in the streets and I be really with a bad bitch.
Oh. Yeah, you see how it took over halfway through the song to finally pick up, and then when it does, it just sort of trips over its own momentum again? Well, it turns out, that was an accident. Apparently they made this song on an old laptop, and it just happened to freeze up for a couple of seconds there while they were recording. And it's honestly an inspired moment. It works in a way that pumps an unexpected energy back into the song. Unfortunately, you have to wait over halfway through the song to get to that point, and it is not worth the wait with the slow, slogging beat and delivery that make the drop so jarring in the first place. And even with that sudden burst of energy, it quickly degenerates back into its original slow, boring crawl right after anyways, because like a lot of these basic trap beat guys, they're not very ambitious or creative to begin with. However, I could totally see why something like this would blow up. That part right there is an Instagram meme compilation video waiting to happen. And you know, it feels like a cheap shot for a critic to say to an artist that their best moment was a mistake, but here we are. Now, if Sheck was clever enough to build off of that energy, it would have made something memorable. But since he's just freestyling about basically nothing, that energy gets squandered. I mean, see how I caught it because I'm really with the shits? That's a non-specific filler line that you throw in when you're not sure what the hell to say next. I will say, though, it's honestly fascinating that, well, if you go back, hip-hop is a genre whose very first recordings are all ostensibly live concerts because, well, they didn't have the money to press records. And now we're having this resurgence of one-take songs, flaws and all, on SoundCloud. And in that same vein, you could say that while those old songs don't have the polish of a studio record, it has the energy and live sound right there captured on wax. In a sense, these freestyles that become hits are the new iteration of that in their own way. It's just, this one's not that good, it's not that well done. I can think that, right? I can think that something's unique and kind of different and still just not done that well. You can hear the laziness in the way he annotates his own lyrics. Look at how he weirdly trails off when explaining one of his raps on Rap Genius.
Yeah, Sheck Wes, I'm like the fucking Green Goblin.
It's like, I got the green, so I was like, I'm the Green Goblin, so come get your cash. You know what I'm saying? If I was the Green Goblin, who would be Spider-Man to me? I don't know, my mom. Like, you still with us there, buddy? Although I will give him props for using the song title to shout out his friend Mo Bamba, a now famous ball player who Sheck Wes actually grew up playing ball with. So if anything, that's a pretty cool gesture. And the song does have some minor parallels about their careers, saying that just like his friend was getting non-stop calls about deals and opportunities, well now it's happening to him.
I be ballin' like my nigga Mo.
And yeah, he barely does anything with it. It's not really explored in a way that makes the topic really matter or anything, but, you know, it's there. Well, anyways, I give this a 1 out of 5. It's kind of hard to fault him for not being well thought out because just listening to it, it's pretty clear it's a half-ass freestyle, but while I like the idea of freestyles becoming acceptable as singles like this, at the same time, you have to be good at it, and the amateur delivery here detracts from it leaving any meaningful impact for me. Well, other than that incredible pop a little halfway through the song that unfortunately still ends up getting wasted. It's aimless, repetitively obnoxious, and barely rises above the muck of mumble rappers, and reminds me that even the subgenre of mumble rap has a hierarchy, and Sheck Wes is most definitely not at the top. I think this is one of those guys where you're just supposed to say, hey, at least this music thing is getting a young brother off the streets, you know, for a few months. Right before the record label screws them out of all their money. Well, anyways, thanks for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell if you like my stuff. You know the whole self-promotion thing we gotta do to keep the show running. Check out my Teespring if you want to get new Rap Critic merch, because there are some new cool designs provided by Phil Bunny, my title card artist, and they look badass as hell, so go check those out. Go to my Patreon to see episodes early, make requests, join into my Discord streams, which will be a special treat for patrons when I do live streams on Twitch. Join me over there for all that fun stuff. And until next time, I'm the Rap Critic. You don't have to like my opinion, but I don't have to like your song. Fine. So, as a part of my challenge from a few months back, I agreed to review a song that a couple of the contributors suggested. And the one that they wanted me to review was... Okay, you guys know the backstory on this. You know who this guy is. This song sucks. I'm not gonna waste any time on that. You know there's absolutely no reason to take this seriously. It gets a 0 out of 5, so let's do something a little different. Okay, so there are two main gripes that I have about this song. The first one being, he doesn't even tell you how to do the damn dance.
Hey, I got this new dance for y'all called the Soulja Boy. You just gotta punch, then crank back 3 times from left to right.
Oh, simple enough, right? Just like those guys seem to be doing at the beginning of the video. So it's just a punch of the...
This the first step, you.
Wait, I thought you said it was just a...
Put your left foot back right there, like that. Wow, that's a step.
Well, what about the...
2 hands like this, put them together, like you just...
What happened to the...
Why me crank it, why me roll? Why me crank that Soulja Boy, that Superman, that all? Why me crank that...
So, when you said just punch and crank 3 times from left to right, what you meant was... only do the second half of that. Oh, and by the way, there are like 18 other steps that I forgot to mention. No, that kind of bothers me because I know this is a stupid dance song, but it just failed on a very basic level of how a dance song is supposed to work. It's like those guys who did the Teach Me How to Dougie song and dance. And in the song they say,
put your arms out front, lean side to side. They gonna be on you when they see you.
But when you look up the dance itself...
third step, and that's the Dougie Fresh part.
Teach me how to duck, teach me how to duck, teach me.
Are you guys just misleading people on purpose? And in addition, not only does Soulja Boy not tell you how to do the dance in the song, he actively discourages you from trying to do it in the first place.
No, you can't do it like me, ho, so don't do it like me.
Hell, he even insults you for trying.
Oh, I seen you try to do it like me, man, that shit was ugly.
Stand back, you fools! This dance isn't just for anybody. Only 16-year-olds with no former dance training need apply. Seriously, guys, does anyone remember the Humpty dance?
The Humpty dance, here's your chance to do the hump. Everybody!
That song was about a fun, silly, engaging personality who not only actually told you how to do the damn dance.
First I limped to the side like my leg was broken, shaking and twitching kinda like I was smoking.
But actively encouraged you to do it and told you could do it any way you wanted to.
Anyone can play this game. No 2 people will do it the same.
As a contrast to Soulja Boy, who not only doesn't tell you how to do the dance and then tells you not to do it, he just starts going into other dances.
Yeah, why me crank that RoboCop?
What the hell is the RoboCop dance?
Why me crank that Roosevelt?
There's a dance named after a president? When did this happen? I actually looked this one up, and the only thing I could find was these 2 guys in a video posted months before the Crank That song was released. But it doesn't explain why they gave the name of a dead president to a dance move that looks like someone's pulling you by your dick. Maybe it's like a ghost hand I'm not gonna think too much about it. The second problem I have is not with the song itself, but with the people who listen to it. And here's where we're going to get into how reading comprehension is important, because I want to officially clear up an issue that has never been plainly addressed. Now listen close, because I probably won't say this about a ton of other rap songs, but this song is not about sex.
Why me crank that Soulja Boy, that Superman, that all?
So many easily offended parents and bored high schoolers tried to give this song the rock and roll conspiracy treatment by tacking on extra meaning to make this song darker and dirtier than it actually was. I vividly remember rumors circulating that Supermaning a hoe was about ejaculating on a girl's back while she's asleep, then putting a blanket on her so that when she wakes up it's stuck to her back. But on its face, that's just a stupid idea. Unless Soulja Boy's sperm is made out of damn crazy glue, that is not a thing that could ever happen. Then again, there are some people who will think everything is sexual.
I'm jacking on your bitch ass, and if we get to fighting, then I'm cocking on your bitch ass.
Oh, he's cocking on your bitch's ass. And it's not like the Soulja Boy dance is some overtly sexual looking move, like the flex or the daddy stroke. There's no hip thrusting or anything. It's pretty asexual in its execution, so it's obviously not meant to represent anything other than the dance itself. Now, people like to point out the fact that he mentions a hoe after these lines, and that's the proof that he's talking about a sexual act with a woman. Like when he says, Soulja Boy up in this hoe, they think he's referring to a woman, like that he's inside of. But, well, let me explain it to you like this. Black people used to always say, I'm in the house, instead of I'm here. And blah, 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 house became his house, which became his house. Then we switched to I'm in this bitch because, you know, it's a commonly heard curse word, the overusage of which has caused it to lose meaning. And now, because white people say in this bitch, black people noticeably in the South have switched from one curse word for demeaning women to another. Does this make sense to you? Even later in the song, he switches from hoe to bitch and uses it in the exact same context, which should have cleared this up. So even though this is a stupid song, apply Occam's razor and ask yourself, Which makes more sense? Either Soulja Boy is doing one dance and then follows it with another dance, or Soulja Boy has some strange ritual where he creeps into a sleeping woman's house, does an elaborate dance move in a room, and then jerks off on her face. Does that sound like a natural progression of events to you? Context clues, people. Even songs that are this dumb still have them. And some could point to the whole truffle butter controversy, but the reason why that context accidentally works is because in both cases of what truffle butter could mean, Lil Wayne is still referring to a sexual act. For this to work, there's too great of a dissonance to go from this fairly innocuous dance to talking about jacking it on a woman's back. Now, some would say that it's supposed to sound like nonsense just for the excuse of him putting in a crass phrase, but I think that would be giving Soulja Boy a little too much credit. I honestly can't believe he was thinking that deeply about how to use coded language for the sake of inspiring future revenge porn enthusiasts. For God's sakes, the man had a song called Booty Meat. Booty Meat!
Girl, shake that booty meat, that booty meat, that booty.
This is not the song title choice of a man who's trying to sneak one past the censors. Now, the one lyric that I can see as having another meaning is this one.
I'm bouncing on my toe, why me super soak that hoe?
Like, super soaking a hoe sounds like the type of sex reference a guy like this would make. Nothing strange and obscure and oddly revenge porn sounding, just some guy ejaculating on a girl's face like some wannabe porn star. I get it. But pay attention to the lyric before it.
I'm bouncing on my toe, why me super soak that hoe?
I mean, do you guys bounce on your toes while you jerk off? Do you really think he's cranking that ballerina while he's masturbating? No, once again, it's another dance move that he came up with. In fact, when I tried to look up more about it, I found another song he did, indeed, called Super Soak That Hoe, where he says,
"We super soaking in the club. It's the elevation of your ankles."
So when he said super soaking, he's referring to a dance move he made up that looks like the room is filling with water and you're trying to keep your pants from getting wet.
Super soak that hoe. Super soak that hoe.
Once again though, that still totally sounds sexual. I like to think of Soulja Boy as less a master of deliberate sex metaphors and more like Tobias Funke not understanding his word choices.
Even if it means me taking a chubby, I will suck it up. Nothing wrong with that.
But you know what? I think the fact of the matter is that when a song is this simple and repetitive, it's like a word that you repeat too much. You start to unpack its syllabic construction and why it sounds the way it does. But whereas that word may have etymological history that makes the background of its construction interesting and leads you into a discussion of how language has evolved over time, there is no deeper meaning to be mined from supermaning that hoe. You are trying to scoop up water in an empty well and quenching your thirst on scrapings of concrete. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Ultimately, what I want to say is, if you're gonna hate a song like this, you don't need to make up reasons about it referencing weird sex moves. The shitty beat and original intent of these gimmicky, horribly written lyrics should be enough. Hi, I'm the Rap Critic, and it's the same song. It's the same song! Like cutesy pop beat where Justin offers to whisk you away to a vacation spot. And for some reason you need to specifically know that it's the beginning of the day when it's happening.
Early morning in the dawn, know you wanna ride now. Go hard and watch the sunrise.
And whoa, is that what Justin Bieber looks like now? He's supposed to be the pretty boy superstar. Why does it look like he's about to deliver my pizza? I'm not the only one who thinks it looks like he's about to say, Wayne's World, excellent, right? Yeah, why he look like he's waiting for DJ Khaled to finish his Silent Bob costume? Sorry, I'm focusing way too much on riffing on him. We gotta get back to the song.
Drop, baby, it's a no-brainer.
Wait, I'm sorry. I knew I said I was gonna get back to the song, but is he eating a corn dog in the middle of a take? Dude really doesn't give a damn anymore, does he? Like, come on, man. This is supposed to be about wooing your fan base. But look at him.
Go hard and watch the sunrise.
Did that look like the face of a man who wants you to go hard until the sun rises? No, it looked like he wants to go home and watch the Netflix show he was binging before he was rudely interrupted at 11:45 a.m. by a text from DJ Khaled telling him the video shoot starts at 7. Where the hell are you? Seriously, look at this guy. He's eating craft services in the middle of a video shoot where he's supposed to be singing and dancing. Is that the point? Are they purposely making it look like they don't care about the presentation of the video? I'm just saying, you wouldn't see other artists doing this stuff. Hey, pretty baby with the... excuse me, high heels on. Like, this either has to be one of two things. Either they're deliberately making a video that looks like they used all outtakes, or they just got a really crappy director who doesn't know what he's doing.
We the best music.
Okay, I got my answer. So this whole video is just about DJ Khaled showing off that he's the director of the...
DJ Khaled.
Wait. So, after all that stuff in the video showing you acting like a director, you didn't actually direct the video. Does DJ Khaled do anything? Like, other than remind you of his existence? Maybe, if I were trying to find some reasoning here, maybe in a roundabout way, Colin Tilley, who usually is a pretty competent director, is making a bad video on purpose? Because if DJ Khaled did direct a video, this is about as awkward and unprofessional as I'd imagine it'd be. For real, look at this shot. Does it look like Chainz has any idea what's going on? Like, he doesn't even know which camera to look into? And now that I know who really directed this video, I can now safely assume any scene with Khaled using a megaphone is not him giving any actual direction. It's honestly more likely just him yelling his name at people. Oh my god, I just realized we haven't even gotten to the verses yet.
Mama told you don't talk to strangers. Mama, but when you run in that drop, you can't explain it.
You know, my mom always told me not to take rides from strangers, but she never told me they had such nice cars. I mean, that changes everything. So, what's her name again? And why are we going into this dark alley?
What you been waiting on this whole time? I blow the brains out of your mind.
What was that part about blowing my brains out?
And I ain't talking about physically, I'm talking about mentally.
You know, far be it from me to assume Quavo doesn't want intellectual stimulation beyond the typical girl, let me buy you a lot of stuff so you'll have sex with me trope, but, I mean, there's not a lot of evidence to the contrary. Like, what, were they trying to make him come off as more sensitive with the painting utensils and the stuffed pigeon on his shoulder? Yeah, girl, I no longer want to just beat it up then leave the next morning without saying goodbye. Nowadays, I'm gonna leave a little handwritten letter or something like that before I leave.
She look like she nasty.
See, don't you just feel Quavo's mental stimulation, ladies?
Just look at her dancing. Look at her. She looking. I took her to the mansion.
Don't you see? He saw a hot girl dancing, and purely based off of his attraction to her, he's taking her home to have sex. Don't you just feel the sapiosexual energy just oozing from his very being?
Don't look rich, I ain't got no chain. Not on the list, I ain't got no name.
Okay, Chance, stop. Stop trying to act humble like you're not one of the biggest names in rap right now. You had the first verse on a Kanye West album. You're a big deal.
I just want you and your bestie. I don't got that answer for whenever you text me.
So are those lines related? Because I can see how she may have some questions you might not want to answer.
Hey girl, I want to have sex with you and your best friend. So were you ever attracted to me or were you just using me to get to her? Okay, I wasn't expecting this line of questioning.
She trying to choose between me, Justin Quay and Assad.
Assad is the name of DJ Khaled's son. So, look, if a toddler is something a woman even considers as an option, get the this isn't even a conversation. Get the away from her.
She told me that she learned that I make music for God. I told her I would let her see that blood.
Nope, stop smiling. You should not be proud of that, Chance. That was horrible. Hey, so are you actually really focused on making music for God? Bitch, make that ass clap. So, no? Okay, now I'm gonna throw something at y'all, and I want y'all to bear with me. Before I even hear Justin Bieber's verse, I have a prediction on how it's gonna turn out. It's not gonna be about anyone specifically, but despite the song being just about having sex with a hot chick he met at a club, he's gonna make a half-hearted attempt at acting like he's totally into this girl beyond physical attraction. Let's see what happens.
Walk down at me sitting up, demanding my attention, had to give it up.
So she gave you an erection, go on.
Look like somebody designed you.
You're really hot.
Drop dead gorgeous.
You're really hot.
Your presence is critical.
You're really critical? That was an unexpected word.
Moving my soul, yeah, you're spiritual.
That was an embarrassing attempt to try to be deep there, dude. Oh, no, it's not just sexual attraction, see? You're spiritually moving my penis. Also, dude, this scene takes place in a fancy nightclub setting, so why does Justin still look like a Trailer Park Boys extra? Dude's dressed like he woke up like this. But, like, not in the good way. Straight up, it looks like he's about to pull off a bank heist in an early 90s surfer movie. Oh my god, I can't stop riffing on Justin Bieber. Anyways, I give this song a 0 out of 5. It's such a by-the-numbers retread, it's kinda insulting. I mean, last year was I'm the One, and this year I guess it's I'm the Embarrassing Imitator. It's just a deflated, boring, joyless piece of pop filler. Well, that's the episode. If you liked it, leave a like, subscribe for more, and join my Patreon to get episodes first, or request a song or album that you'd want me to review. Well, I'm the Rap Critic. You don't have to like my opinion, but I don't have to like your song.
Hi, I'm the Rap Critic, and this was a request by Ryan Walterson.
And if you'd like to join my Discord, see episodes early, or make requests for reviews, check out my Patreon, where you can keep the show going, plus see what I'm doing in between episodes. Or if you just want to do a one-time donation, check out my Ko-fi page, where you can request song reviews as well as movie reviews for one $60 fee. Oh yeah, and also I'm streaming on Twitch more these days, which I especially like doing after I finish an episode, so check me out over there too. I'll leave all the links in the link tree below.
So let's talk about the latest period of Eminem albums.
Attack on everyone. Attack on everyone.
Cause, as a longtime fan, I've gotta say, the latest crop of albums has been quite the mixed bag. And a lot of that can be owed to questionable production choices, what with the overusing of classic rock samples and the strangely left-field guest appearances that make for disjointed collaborations. But most of what throws me off is the way he overwrites his song lyrics in a way that's supposed to prove how great of a rapper he is, while not necessarily taking the time to make sure the songs he's making are, you know, actually enjoyable. In fact, the album this song was from, Kamikaze, was particularly messy. And hey, listen back to my review of Fall or my going off reviews of his latest couple of albums if you want to get a more intimate take on how I felt. But suffice to say, as I got near the end of it, I was kind of unclear as to whether the album really delivered this hardcore takedown of the industry or was just a jumbled mess of whiny grievances telling people they're making bad music while not really giving the best alternative. And then, right when you get to what feels like the last track, here comes one more song to tip that scale. Venom music from the motion picture.
I got a song filled with shit for the strong-willed.
Oh yeah, that's right. We're gonna get some of that good old-fashioned hyped up rage from classic tracks like Till I Collapse or Rabbit Run. Oh man, let's get ready.
When the world gives you a raw deal, set you off till you scream, piss off, screw you.
You know, something about these first few lyrics feels immediately unsatisfying for this type of song. And I think it might be the fact that he's saying screw you instead of fuck you here, which off the top seems like a bit of a step down for a vulgarian such as Eminem, especially at the beginning of a song like this. Makes it feel less like he's illustrating the anger of a madman, and more like a 12-year-old trying to make a hardcore rap song, but his mom told him he can't use any of the hard swears. However, as you listen to his flow, you're able to tell that the reason why he said it like that was so it could fit the rhyme scheme he's doing. And y'all know, I'm the rap critic, I like multisyllabic flows, but I like it when it doesn't sound forced. There's just one too many moments where it feels like you should be anticipating a good line, but instead it's replaced by this exhausting multisyllabic flow that's preoccupied with shoving in rhymes on rhymes more than it is with actually delivering an impressive punch of a lyric. And the punchlines you do get from the song are so awkwardly handled, they barely register.
This medicine screaming, dick, medicine, dick, like a salad ball, Edgar Allan Poe.
The way that silly sounding part repeats, I thought that was supposed to be significant in some way to the punchline. Like, what, did Edgar Allan Poe have a stutter or something? But no, what's happening is that he's referencing some salad out there called the Edgar Allan Poe. And, like, before having to look up this odd, obscure salad recipe, the lyric just felt awkward and random. And after knowing that, well, it still feels awkward. But instead of random, it's just this goofy wordplay about lettuce because it sounds like the phrase let us. Yeah, you know that pun you didn't even think was clever the first time you heard it in 3rd grade? And hold on, so the song's supposed to be music for all the strong-willed badasses out there, and your first bit of wordplay is about a fucking artisanal salad bowl? Ooh, are you guys also feeling that badass Rachel Ray energy right about now? Plus, I'm taken out of the mood of the song by what he's actually saying, which is essentially that his medicine communicates to him through wordplay fit for 3rd grade knock-knock jokes. Knock knock, who's there? Lettuce! Lettuce who? Lettuce in your body so you can handle the kind of crazy you have that makes you talk to inanimate objects.
Wicked, I get all high when I think I smell the scent of elephant manure, element Kahlua.
You get high when you smell elephant poop? Alright, that's a pretty bizarre statement in and of itself. But then he goes, oh wait, I didn't mean elephant poop, I meant the other thing that smells like elephant poop. You know, coffee-flavored liquor. Of course. But no, I think the joke's supposed to be that there's a coffee-flavored liquor that has an elephant on the label. So he's ultimately referencing that, but oh, you see, he did the whoops, I meant to say this flow that rappers do when they're, you know, trying to connect two rhymes together by saying the word wrong or purposely confusing another word for the sake of the rhyme scheme. Problem here is, you know, no one is confusing the words elephant manure with Kahlua. Plus, the word manure is a way more literal sounding word than if he would have just said shit there, but because he just had to have the extra rhyme in it, it ends up feeling like he's literally saying, oh man, I get an absolute contact high whenever I smell elephant poop. I mean liquor. Yeah, the elephant tree liquor with the elephant on it. Yeah, that's what I meant. I definitely don't have a fetish for the coincidentally delightful fragrance of elephant poop. I mean, it's not like that's a perfectly acceptable fetish to have or anything. I mean, if it was acceptable, you guys would tell me, right?
Volkswagen, tailspin, bucket matches my pale skin, Madwin, went from Hellman's and being Ralph and Flaffit, Scribbles Jam Rap Olympics, 97 Freaknik.
Whoa, back up, what just happened?
Flaffit, Scribbles Jam Rap Olympics, 97 Freaknik.
What the fuck do any of these things have to do with each other? One's a cheap McDonald's food, two are hip-hop competitions, and one's a crazy party in the 90s thrown by black college students. So, I know you didn't have anything to do with that, so what's going on here? And to be clear, are these the lyrics I'm supposed to scream when the world makes me feel like I don't belong? Are these the words that are gonna comfort me when the world tells me I'm in the wrong field? I know I just lost my job, my girlfriend, and my dog all to the same person, but I gotta remember what Eminem told me, man. Filet of fish, scribble jam, rap Olympics, 97 Freaknik. That's what it's all about, man. That's what it's all about. Oh, yeah, and then he just starts shouting out members of his old rap group, D12, for no real reason.
How can I be down, man? Bazaar in Florida.
Like, what was that pause for? And why'd he elide the words like that halfway through the line if there wasn't some play on words coming up? Like, look, dude, there's already a bunch of underwhelming setups for bad punchlines in this song. Why are you adding in these setups that are just references to your friends that most people don't know? I can't imagine how confusing this must be for anyone who doesn't know who he's talking about and just wanted to hear a theme song for the Venom movie. Hell, I'm a fan who does know these guys, and even I don't want to hear any of this shit right now. Like, aren't you supposed to be talking about comic books or something?
Bruce room slept on the Florida motel then. Dr. Dre said hell yeah, and I got it stamped like a postcard with the mailman.
Ooh, are you feeling the sting of the venom that comes from wordplay about mailmen? Does any of this seem worthy of all the seething anger and build-up in his delivery? Like, I'm trying to give this hook a chance, but guys, I don't think this is working. I'm taking his time. I'm sorry, it's too stupid. I can't keep watching this. I can't do it. Guess there's a little Slim Shady in all of us, and that's what the motherfucker looks like. Just that face. Ooh, I'm hardcore, but we're still having a bit of a laugh. But still take me seriously though. I can't do it. I can't stop laughing at how dumb it looks. And the hook in the video is just too much stupid at one time. Okay, I'll finish it. But I can't promise I won't start laughing again because this acting is just so awkward. And it's compounded by the fact that, you know, this isn't exactly Eminem's best, so it's like Eminem pretending to sound as hardcore as he used to sound, while all these actors are in no way able to keep up with his overly complicated flow, so it's just this awkward combination of Eminem trying too hard, and the actors not trying hard enough. And the Eminem face effects aren't helping either. It just looks so insultingly cheap. It's like the trailer for the Venom movie, honestly.
Like a turd in the wind. Through the car in the reverse at the Indian nut crash in India. The back of the just mangled steel. My Mustang with a Jeep Wrangler, the grill with the front smashed. Much as my rear fender assassin. Slim be a combination of an actual kamikaze and Gotti. Translation, I will probably kill us both when I end up back in India.
Okay, so that extremely complicated build-up might be one of the lyrics that actually ends up working here. Like, sure, it takes some following to get through, but at the end of that labyrinth of a setup, there at least feels like you get an appropriate payoff wordplay-wise. But again, I'm thinking, I don't know, was it really worth that intense, labored delivery he just gave it?
Ain't no telling when this chokehold on this game will end, I'm loco.
Like, is he loco? Do you believe that from this song? No, this Eminem sounds loco.
Put your hands down, bitch. I ain't gonna shoot you. I'ma pull you to this bullet and put it through you.
That Eminem sounded like he wanted to kill someone. This song sounds like someone pretending to be mad because, you know, angry delivery makes for good workout playlist music. Well, overall, I gotta give this a 0 out of 5. I'm sorry, it's just he wants you to take the rage so seriously, but there's no actual fury in the lyrics themselves to back it up, so it essentially just feels like a bunch of silly dad puns, but said in a really aggravated tone. So everything in his flow has this pushing momentum, but it doesn't feel like anything substantial is actually coming out. I mean, listen to him, the constipation jokes write themselves.
Escaping is impossible. Parasite.
Like, with the line you just heard, you hear the way he does that overextended pause, not to aid any head scratcher of a punchline, but just to say the word that you're thinking about based on the description he just gave. These aren't jaw-dropping lyrics, they're just these underwhelming lines on a song that sounds so impressed with itself.
Eddie Brock is you, and I'm the suit, so call me
Because it's a reference to the movie I was supposed to be talking about. I know I got sidetracked with the whole shouting out people who have absolutely nothing to do with the film and the stuff about elephant poop, but, you know, go see Venom, I guess. But hey, that's the episode. Leave a like if you liked it because it helps, comment if you have something to say because it helps even more, and hit the subscribe button and the bell because it helps the most. And if you want to get some of my merch, follow me on social media, listen to any of my podcasts, or just support the show, you can see all those links in the link tree below. So check all that fun stuff out and I'll catch you next time. Peace.